And we are live. Hello everybody and welcome to the inaugural Champions 250 presented by iRacing here at the Daytona International Speedway. I'm Jonathan Oates and joining me tonight in the broadcast booth is Thomas Fisher. Thomas, first of all, welcome back to TMG. I feel like it's been a very long time. And second of all, how are you doing tonight?
Well, as you said, first of all, yes, it has been a very long time. It's been actually just over a month since I've been on air with you, my good friend. Well, no, I'm doing absolutely brilliantly tonight. We're here at the World Center of Racing. As we speak, there is the Rolex 24 going on right now, but stay here and watch this, please. But yeah, super excited for this race. You know, we got some big names in here. Well, to be fun.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're in for a very, very good race. The Champions 250 going to be a 50% Daytona race, 100 laps around this 2.5-mile race course in Florida. We can go ahead and pull up the timing now with our fancy new graphic, which hopefully will work better with non-multi-class racing than it did with multi-class racing. There we go, pulling it up on the left side of your screen, a 44.52, currently the fastest time in practice. However, that's probably not going to be too important in the race. Like you said, Thomas, a couple of big names in this one. We got NASCAR Coca-Cola Series driver Casey Kerwin. I believe he made it back into the league this year, although he might have gotten kicked out, but jury's still out on that one. We also have driver the number 2, Malik Ray. He is not on track at the moment, but he is another NASCAR iRacing Coca-Cola Series driver joining us tonight, and perhaps one of the biggest names out on track at the moment. Well, not out on track yet, hasn't actually set a lap, but Anthony Alfredo, driver of the number 38 in the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, in the grid as well. Very exciting race here tonight. Pretty cool opportunity for us to get to broadcast some pretty big names here on TMG. Thomas, I'm sure you're excited. What are you looking for in this race tonight?
Well, tonight I'm really hoping for just some good, clean, hard racing. You know, as they say, rubbing is racing, so hopefully we'll see a lot of that. You know, we have a very high-caliber field here tonight. So just hopefully we'll see good racing. I mean, that's the only thing we can hope for as we go into this 250-mile race.
Yeah, I'm thinking that we're going to see a lot of clean racing, and I'm also thinking that a lot of this race is going to come down to being there at the end. We've seen at Daytona in the past where there happen to be a lot of wrecks, you know, with everyone in such a close pack. One car gets turned and the rest of the field's basically wiped out. So I think we're going to see a lot of survival, a lot of drivers kind of playing it cautious maybe throughout the first half of the race and kind of picking it up towards the end. I think we're going to see a lot of that. Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very excited. About 2 minutes remaining here in practice. I believe everyone in the driver's meeting at the moment, so nobody out on track. Couple of other things of note. There is $75 on the line to whichever driver crosses the finish line in first. This race also has a variety of sponsors. Ace Customs, iRacePaint.com coming on board to sponsor this race. Atkinson's Designs as well. Along with TGR Nation, we actually did a broadcast for them a few weeks back. I want to say it was in December. You'll see a rotating slideshow. Their logo's in the top right of your screen. Yeah, I mean, like you said, just a lot of excitement, a lot of high energy going into this race. Some paint still being refreshed. I believe they need to pull out on track for them to actually be refreshed. So you're going to see a couple of white cars at the moment. Here, we'll just look away from it. There we go. But yeah, anything else that you're kind of looking for? What do you think the keys of the race are going to be for these drivers to try and take home the win?
I think, honestly, it's going to be a lot of just sticking to your mates. Because, I mean, we know at Daytona, it is a draft-dependent track. I mean, if you lose the draft, that's you off the back until at least the next caution. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of strategy in that way because you're going to have to work with the cars around you, make sure that you aren't battling too hard, or if you do fall off the back, and you work together and get back up, and as well that you pit at the same time. Because obviously if you pit by yourself, then you have a good chance of then losing that draft because everyone else is going to be going faster than you will.
Yeah, pit stops are going to be a big thing. I can't guarantee that we're going to see any green flag pit stops here tonight, but I'm hopeful that we will because pit stops at Daytona always tend to add a little bit of a chaos into an already pretty chaotic race. So I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully seeing some of those, hopefully some very long green flag runs. Looking at a full field of over 30 cars on display tonight. 10 minutes remaining in practice, and then we're going to head on over to qualifying. Thomas, I'm sure you're very excited. I am very, very excited. Can't quite overstate how excited I am. Daytona, always one of those tracks that you know is going to put on a show. I can't wait. Practice just about wrapping up, so we are going to head into qualifying now.
Yep. Jonathan, I have a very important question for you before we get started, though.
Okay.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited. All right, here's the official count. We got 35 cars. I recognize quite a few of these names. Qualifying on now, Jesse Elliott looking to be the first one to take to the track. Alexander Gengler out as well. David Gibbs on track as well. Qualifying going to be very interesting. Daytona is deceptively grippy. You'd think that the fastest way around this track is just to go right around the bottom, but what you'll find out in qualifying is that sometimes the fastest way around the track is to drift up off the bottom and try and keep your momentum up. Rich Matthews out on track now in that number 64. So we're going to see what these drivers do. I think with that giant spoiler on the back of the cars, it'll be a little bit more beneficial to not drift up off the white or yellow line quite as much. But I think that we're definitely going to see some games being played here in qualifying.
Yeah, you can see guys like Matt Moreau going out right now in a really nicely designed livery there. There is, I believe...
Ooh, that is a nice car.
Yeah, I believe it is £5 on the line for the driver with the nicest paint scheme. So you're going to see a lot of really, really nice ones out there tonight. Matt Moreau being spotted at the same time by teammates in another league, driver of the 24, I do believe, not in this race, but in other races, of Brock McCard.
We got one driver out on track now, Rich Matthews, a little bit off that yellow line going through turns 1 and 2. The fact that he's staying low makes me think that they only have one lap in qualifying to get it right, so you're not going to see those big wind-up laps, I don't believe. Matthews out on track along with Wes Gallo, but it's looking like Matthews is going to be the first to set the time for everyone else to beat. Into turns 3 and 4 now, right along that yellow line. I think a good indicator of what the fastest way around the track is going to be watching some of these faster cars, like Anthony Alfredo. He's out on track now. We'll see what Alfredo does, trying to get the pole. Matthews coming onto the start-finish straight, drifting up the track a little bit, cutting down below the tri-oval. He's going to come across the line, drifts up at the end along with Wes Gallo. At the moment, he is second. The 55 of Belk currently at the top of the board.
Yeah, only 6 drivers having set a lap right now. I guess, however, a lot of these drivers will have just stuck to the top for their first laps. These won't really be representative of their actual
Well, they only
time.
get one lap of qualifying, so I'm guessing that's not going to be the case.
Why is there only one lap? Okay, I've been lied to somewhere. I was told there was 2. Never mind, there's 1. Okay, so this is actual lap pace. You can see Aaron Roth sat right at the back there with a 48.5. I'm guessing he didn't realize that there was 2 laps in qualifying, because to do that, you have to do something seriously wrong.
Yeah, I'm guessing he might have taken the wall. Anthony Alfredo out on track now, who is running the exact same livery as Casey Kerwin. All right, I'm sure that's going to get very confusing. Alfredo off turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Flat out around the bottom. Doesn't look like he's drifting out the track. We'll see what Casey Kerwin does. He's going to be high entering the trial. I think Kerwin going to be one of the benchmarks to watch out for tonight. We'll see if Kerwin decides to drift up off that yellow line. He does. Going into turn 1, and I think this is going to be the play here. I think drivers are really going to need to kind of play around with their lines to try and get it right. Alfredo off turn 4, coming to the trial. Well, now Alfredo staying above the yellow line, not looking to cut it. He is going to go 12th on the board.
Yep. You know, he's actually the top time. I am not sure if you noticed, Jonathan, but 3 guys on the exact same lap time.
Wow.
So from 2nd down through 4th, exact same lap time, and then 0.02 of a second to 5th of Will Cloud. That just shows, I mean, you gotta get it right, and then it's super, super close. And then if you look, the top 12 separated by less than half a tenth.
Casey Kerwin coming across the line now. Kerwin looking to go to the top of the board. He will. He is going to go just over 1/100th of a second. Casey Kerwin to the top. Very impressive run by him. Right now it's Coleridge Finnemore in 2nd place. Couple of drivers yet to qualify. Some of them getting towards the front of the pit lane. We got Jared Sabert out on track now. I believe he was at the top in practice.
Just double check that for you. Yes, he was with a 44.524. Just 0.02 of a second ahead of Raul Alves in the number 50 car, who was just behind him. Then about 0.8 of a second back to the 19 of Marshall Harris in practice.
Yeah, I'm
guessing his lap was draft assisted. Sorry.
Yeah, those fast times are all going to be draft assisted, and since this is single car qualifying, I have a feeling we're going to see times quite a bit off of that. But here comes Jared Sabert off turn 4 coming around to start his lap. I have a feeling not every driver is going to set a qualifying lap, and Sabert might have missed the mark just a little bit, only 15 seconds remaining in qualifying. Not sure if he is going to be able to set a lap. Yeah, he's definitely going to run out of time, so I think Sabert going to be kind of hung out to dry here, and it's looking like Casey Kerwin is going to be on pole.
Yeah, just double checking. Yep, nope. There you go. That is the end of qualifying.
So he is not. Yeah, he did not get to set a lap.
Yep. just going to run you through the grid order here as the drivers start to grid up. So on pole with a time of 47.902, we have Casey Kerwin. So starting alongside him is the number 50 car of Raul Alves. Coleridge, Finnemore, and Brett Murphy are on your second row. Belk and Fernandez on your third. Cloud and Johnson on your fourth. Matthews and Elliott round out the top 10. George and Gallo in 11th and 12th respectively. Brandon Fielder and Anthony Alfredo in 13th and 14th respectively. Jesse Atkinson and Bo Brady. Oh, that's going to be a handful to say during the race. And David Gibbs, Clayton White, Tori Thompson, Matt Moreau, Zach Spouse, and Aaron Roth round out your time setters for this qualifying session. Then for the drivers who have not set a time, we have Malik Ray, Mark Frimpong, Jared Sabert, Travis Brown, Rhett Nichols, Vincent Felgley. Oh, wow. my pronunciation's gone out the window the further down the list I've gone. Brady Floyd, Vincent Cortez, Alexander Gengler, Zachary Thornton, Marshall Harris, Dave W. Thomas, Ronald Holmes, and David Atkenbauer rounds out your grid of 36 drivers here tonight.
Yeah, I've got a feeling Malik is going to be starting at the back as a bit of a strategic move. Also, late on the grid, Travis Brown. Many of you probably know him as Moonhead. He is going to be joining us for the race tonight. Looks like a bit of a late entry. Not sure if he's going to be able to grid up in time, but hopefully he will be able to grid up the field. Ready to get started here at Daytona. Everyone gridding up in the pit lane. I cannot find a good camera angle. There we go. That's a good camera angle. Everybody ready to go here at Daytona. I'm very excited. I think I've said that a lot. At this point, we're just waiting on everybody else to grid up. There's Travis gridding up towards the back of the field in that 01 Moon Vision Ford Mustang. Still can't find a good camera angle. All right, hold on.
Pit lane 1 is pretty good.
Those start lights, I meant to remove them, but I forgot to, so we're just going to have to ignore those. But they will show us when we're back green, so I guess that might be helpful. Pace car is off now. We are rolling at Daytona. 1 lap of pacing, and then we'll get this race underway. I'm very excited. I'll say it again. I'm running out of things to talk about on the pace laps. Thomas, to you, with hopefully more things to talk about on the pace laps.
I mean, actually, whilst we're here, we can have a look at some of the contenders, if you ask my opinion, for best livery.
Okay.
Or paint scheme, or I give up. I get yelled at this one or the other. Actually, do comment. Which one do you think it is?
Well, I'm liking Alfredo's and Kerwin's paint scheme, although I don't like that they're identical to each other. Travis Brown has a bit of an interesting kind of vaporwave look going on. That 82 car looks pretty good as well, but I think the aerial numbers might kind of detract from that. I do remember seeing one paint scheme which I really liked, although I don't remember whose it was. Yeah, Alexander Gengler with a really good car. I do not remember. I remember I saw one. I'll find it eventually. I'll find it.
Yeah, I do quite like Matt Moreau's Agent NASCAR one.
Oh yeah, Matt Moreau. That's the one I was thinking of. He has a really nice paint scheme in that number 83.
Yeah, the number 73 of Aaron Roth is pretty nice.
I can't like that paint scheme because he stole my paint scheme. Oh, I believe that's actually the, no, wait, which car is that? That's the one on the high side, never mind. But that is a nice car, yes. There's Malik Ray. Okay, I should have recognized that. Malik Ray's got a pretty nice paint scheme in that number 2, but custom number 11 Space Station Gaming Ford Mustang. That's going to be his car for the Coca-Cola Series next season. All right, here we go. Getting ready to get the race started here at Daytona. Casey Kerwin on pole. The green flag is out. We're underway for the Champions 250.
Everyone getting away pretty well. Nice and tightly knit. No wrecking as a present at the back there. They're getting, they're kind of dropping off the pace already. It looks as if, not sure if that's strategic or just sort of an accident. Someone getting bogged down at the start, but everyone seems to be getting away well as we head into turn 1.
Going to turn 1 now, it's Malik Ray leading from Coleridge Finnemore on the inside lane. Brett Murphy on the high side, pushing Raul Alves with the 55 of Jeffrey Belt coming in the back, down the back straightaway. For the first time tonight, Casey Kerwin still leading over the 22 as they head towards turn 3.
Yeah, at the back you can see everyone getting a little bit squirmy as the 3 car has dropped down from the top lane. That is Kyle Johnson in that beautiful Alley livery. Yeah,
that Ally car always tends to look nice if done right. We got a Cheez-It car. I believe that's 4th lane inside row. That looks very interesting. I believe that might be Will Cloud. And I think he messed up the number on the top of the car because I believe it's facing the grandstand. So Very interesting livery there. I'd rather not look at it too much. Back towards turn 1 once again. It's Alvis on the outside line trying to take the lead from Kerwin. Mostly double file throughout the field. I don't see any 3 wide, at least not at the front, but 2 wide. Oh, there's our 3 wide. Back in the back, I believe that's Adrian A. Fernandez around that area. Yeah, it looks like he's on the high side.
The 3 wide again, even further back.
Oh, they're wrecking already. 1 car around. That's the 52 towards the inside lane. But we stay green. Single car spin, so we don't have a caution. That might have been Bo Brady. We stay green, though.
I'm pretty convinced it was Bo Brady. I'll just double check for you there. There is no 52, so that's interesting.
I was just going off of what I saw. It might have been something different officially. Back towards turn 1 once again. 2 wide at the front. Casey Kerwin still leading, although Alvis is mounting a charge on the high side. A little bit of bobbling towards the middle of the pack. One driver went up the track, but no major contact. Off 2 down the back there, squirming in the back, almost 3 wide. Alfredo in the middle of it. Couple of fighters in the back as well. Malik Ray looking to make it 3 wide on the high line pretty early on for that. The 15 of Sabert as well looking high. For the most part, it is just 2 wide, though, as they come off turn 4 to start lap 4.
Yeah, you were right. It is Bo Brady, but I also think he might have throughput.
Yeah, he might. I think he might have disconnected, but back at the front, looking 3 wide. Oh, we got 1 car around towards the inside
like the
wall. Yeah, that is
like the 87.
Yeah, 87
Not
car.
The 87. There is no 87 car.
See, this is what happens when your custom number doesn't match your actual number. They're still wrecking towards the back. I think that is going to bring out the caution. A lot of cars spinning. Travis Brown involved. Big car crash at the back. No caution.
It was the 07.
There it is. Caution's out.
It was the 07 and the 25 of Jesse Elliott. So, yeah, it looks as if the 07 sort of got turned down a little bit by Anthony Alfredo, who just pushed him down straight across the nose of Jesse Elliott and then straight to the scene of the accident. Then, don't think he hit anything. Nope, managed to keep it out of the barrier. Did very well to avoid any serious damage on that occasion.
Yeah, Zachary Thornton involved as well. Pretty big crash towards the back. We'll go ahead and take a look at a replay of the incident. We'll go back just a little bit further to get it right. Looks like, yeah, the 07 got turned maybe by the 25, it looks like.
Yeah, that's why I say that it looks as if Anthony Alfredo just gave him a bump right at the wrong time through the tri-oval and lost it. But actually, that second accident was actually caused by the 25 of Jesse Elliott rejoining extremely unsafely heading into turn 1.
Yeah, he slid up the track, got slammed into by Thornton, who caught the wall, and then further up the pack, a couple of more cars went around. I believe the 01 of Travis Brown may have been involved in a separate accident later on. Because I thought I saw him spinning. He might not have gone around. I know the 35 of Thornton definitely went around.
Yeah, I'm just having another look. It looks as if David Ackenbauer was somehow involved in that one. Yeah, no, he in the mess of checkups that happened, he went straight into the back of trying to figure out which car this is. That is Clayton White, and then Clayton White went up into the outside wall, who then collected. Who's that? That's Ronald Holmes in the 44 car. And it sort of all started kicking off, and then someone else went up into the outside wall. David Ackenbauer again, went up into the outside wall after getting hit and then turned off the bow of Clayton White when he was losing it. And then Ackenbauer lost it down and got up, couldn't get it locked down in time, and went straight up into the outside barrier.
So that is how that caution unfolded. We'll go back live here under our first caution on lap 6. At the front of the field, looks like a couple of drivers coming in for pit stops, but at the time of caution it was Alvis in the lead. Maybe some drivers deciding to bring it into the pit lane to kind of drop to the back, getting a little bit chaotic at the front. Casey Kerwin looking to be the first off of pit road, followed by possibly teammate Anthony Alfredo. That's what I'm assuming, considering they are in the same livery.
They're not, mate.
Maybe for the race? I don't know.
On my screen, they're completely different colors, but you know what?
Really? On my screen, they're the exact same livery. Huh.
Alfredo's car is white, and Casey Kerwin's is red and black.
All right, I gotta look at this. Hold on. Let's switch to this. All right, so this is Alfredo's car. Is there something wrong with my screen? Do you have trading paints loaded? Because I do. Huh.
Trading paints is fully loaded.
Am I missing something? These look the same to me. Hold on.
You know what? Let's just say iRacing. Let's just blame it on iRacing.
Well, now I'm curious. Maybe they are different and I'm missing it.
I mean, on my screen, Anthony Alfredo's car is completely white.
Oh, I'm guessing that's... Are there sponsors on it? This is the biggest mystery of the broadcast so far. Okay, so if it's completely white, trading paints might just be reloading for you.
I mean, it's been like that since he joined, so I don't know. We're just going to kind of roll with it.
Sometimes it's slow. Well, anyways, they're running the exact same car and the exact same number on the broadcast, so that's probably going to get confusing. At the front of the field, Brett Murphy looks to have inherited the lead over Raul Alvis. Looking back through the running order, we got Coleridge, Finnemore, Kyle Johnson, and Jeffrey Belk making up your top 5. Will Cloud in 6th. Everyone doubling up for the restart here on lap 7 of 100, just under a tenth of a way through this race.
Just to respond to something that's happened in chat, Brock, I don't know what you're referring to. Please explain.
I think you mispronounced his last name again. Is it Packard or Picard? Which one is it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, that's probably it.
That's probably it. Okay. All right, there you go. Lights on the pace car is out as we're going through turn 2 now. Our current restart order is actually switched up quite a large amount. Raul Alvis is in the lead currently. Alongside him is Brett Murphy. Finnemore and Johnson are on the second row. Belk and Cloud on the third. That's 3, Thomas. Fernandez and Matthews on the 4th. Ray and Strauss on the 5th. Harrison Roth on the 6th. Matt Moreau and Jesse Atkinson on the 7th. Torrey Thompson and Dave W. Thomas on the 8th. David Gibbs and Casey Kerwin, the guy who was leading just before the caution came
I think
out.
he came into the pit lane, which is why he's towards the back. What I'm guessing is that a couple of drivers decided to come in to kind of drop towards the back, maybe try and make it on fuel. We'll have to see how it develops. Like you said, Thomas, Malik Ray back in row 5. I'd look for him on the restart. We know how good of a super speedway racer he can be. He actually won the season opener for the Pro Series on bottom split. In the Pro Series, I already said that, so I'd watch for him on this restart. Green flag's back out. Raul Alvis down towards turn number 1. Through the tri-oval they go. We're back green at Daytona.
Yeah, well, certainly are. Here you go. Everyone's sort of getting ready really well. You can already see, though, it seems to be about 2 or 3 packs emerging already. Yeah, about 3 pretty distinct packs.
Oh, they're wrecking the 24 down. I believe in a Malik Ray. They're stacking up behind. Everyone keeping it straight, and Malik saves it, but they're wrecking. Caution is back out.
Yep, the 83 car of Matt Moreau. Speaking of whom, as we were just talking about his spotter, Brock Packers, he just got caught up in the checkup mess, got sort of turned up into the outside wall, and you know what? Then everything just sort of kicked off for the back. Everyone's spinning. Not a lot of damage though to that Asian NASCAR number 83 car.
We'll take a look at a replay now. It looked like the 24 moved down the track when he was not clear into Malik Ray. And Malik sends him back up the track. No, actually, he saved it, but everyone in the checkup got turned. You see Anthony Alfredo ducking onto the apron to escape it. We'll go on board with Malik and take one more look at it. Watch the 24 in front of the 2. Yeah, he just went up the track and tried to come back down. You can't do that, and it turned him around. And stacked everybody up. Yep,
pretty unfortunate there for all involved. Not a lot most of the people in that wreck could have done. Now you can see second caution of the night already, and Raul Alvis was still leading at the time of caution.
So your race leader at the moment, like you said, is going to be the 50 of Alvis as they all catch up behind the pace car. 2 cautions in 10 laps. I have a feeling after seeing that, some of these drivers might start to back it down a bit and just try and make it towards the end. Your top 5 at the moment are Alvis, Finnemore, Murphy, Johnson, and Belk. Your top 5. Rich Matthews and Will Cloud, 6th and 7th, just outside that top 5. Lights are on the pace car at the moment.
I'm going to have to say, on your point then, Jonathan, I don't like to use cliche sentences that much, but I think in this case, one does apply. To finish first you have to finish.
I mean, that's very true. A couple of drivers coming into the pit lane, starting with Marshall Harris. A couple of other guys coming in as well. I believe that might have been Jesse Atkinson in the 127. Malik Ray down as well, maybe trying to escape some of the chaos of the front. He's been involved nearly in 2 wrecks so far, and he got very lucky with that second one.
Yep. Our only retirement as of yet is nice race to the 32 of Bo Brady, as we suspected, given it looked almost as if he throughputed. Because after he got wrecked, he just immediately vanished and then never appeared again.
Yeah, he might have also left if he decided that he didn't want to continue racing. Still, not much to say. We've been under caution for a majority of this race. Out of the pits now. Malik Ray maybe just getting some damage served. Quite a few drivers in the pit lane, actually. Adrian Fernandez in that number 24. The cause of the wreck coming out of the pit lane in around 20 seconds. He's going to get cycled towards the back of the field. That's just kind of the risk you take when you're in such a close pack. Sometimes they get a little bit too close together, and that's when the wrecks happen. So speaking of paint schemes, because we were talking about that earlier, take a look at this 50 of Raul Alves. I like that car. What do you think, Thomas?
Raul Alves. You know what? It's not really my style. You know, but I can see why you like it. It's a really good mixture of the red and almost the tealy blue in there.
This actually just reminded me, we were supposed to interview the heat winners under the first caution. It's now the second caution, but you know what? Close enough. Thomas, do you remember who that was so I can bring him up into the booth?
I do. Yes, it is Brett Murphy.
All right, I will try and find Brett Murphy.
I got him.
There we go.
All right. Hey, Brett, it's Thomas at the TNG broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Running third, so everything's pretty good right now.
Yeah, that was just the point I was going to bring it. You know, you just you won the heat race. You know, so what was your thought coming into this race now?
I'm just hoping to stay up front for the most part. Hopefully, stay out of trouble. It seems to be happening in the back. So long as I can keep it up front, hopefully I can stay up here throughout the rest of the race and hopefully take home a win for this number 1 car.
Anything that you picked up in the heat race that might be useful for this main event?
Just trying not to push too early. You know, you can't win the race on lap 1, but you can definitely lose it. So long as everybody can keep their heads on straight here, I think we'll be all right.
Yep, ahead of you have the 50 car of Raul Alves. Are you two working together? Are you two chatting, or is it mainly just every man for himself, but you realize that you might be better off just sticking behind him?
It's pretty much every man for himself right now. I'm going into this race with no teammates, so I'm just looking to see who I can work with for the most part. Hopefully I can make some friends for the end.
All right, well, sounds good. We're going to go ahead and send you back. Do you remember which race channel you were from so I don't send you to the wrong one?
I'm not sure. All I know, I was with the 3 car.
With the 3 car. All right.
Yeah.
The 3 car. Okay.
Well, I don't see a 3 car in...
Yeah, the 3 car's not in one.
All right, you know what? I will send you to an empty voice channel. Have fun in Race VC5. All right. Took care of that.
That's issues resolved, and now you can see the pace car has gotten sick of the ovals. He's pulling down into the pit lane, and it is green flag running once again at Daytona on lap 11 of this 250-mile race. Good start for Raul Alves. Number 1 car Brett Murphy, who we just interviewed, is moving straight up to the top lane behind the 22. Obviously, seeing that he might be able to get a good run around the outside of the 50 car. The 3 car there just sitting behind him as well.
Yeah, a couple of drivers moving around. In the back, you see Kyle Johnson with a run on the high side. Murphy and the 22 of Fenimore on the high side, getting a big run off turn 2. 3 wide in the back. Down the back straightaway, headed towards turns 3 and 4. Fenimore and Murphy on their run at the front of the field. They're able to duck down in front of Alves. 3 wide behind. Rich Matthews in the middle of that. Kerwin and Alfredo on the high side, and this is what I was scared of. The exact same car, back-to-back on the high side. That is going to get very confusing. Off turn 4, down the front straightaway. Leading away is Coleridge Fenimore.
Nope. Now it's Brett Murphy, the man who we just interviewed, who said he wants to see if he can stay at the front. But now you can see the 50 car of Alves has just dropped to the bottom, and they're 3 wide at the front.
Kyle Johnson to the high side. Here comes the 86 of Sprouse behind, trying to give a push to the 1 car. You see Alfredo and Kerwin working together, coming up through the middle. Sprouse now trying to push Murphy to the lead. A lot of bump drafting going on. Travis Brown is linked up with Kerwin and Alfredo. 1 car shuffling around on the apron. That's the Dr. Pepper machine. He's going to get it back on the racing surface. Looks like they keep it clean. Everyone keeping it straight. Back off turn number 4. It's Alves leading away.
Yeah, I have to say that 1 driver... Oh, I think I saw some smoke back there.
Might have just been some net code. I haven't noticed anyone spun around, so I think we're all good in that department.
Yep. One driver who I'd like to give commitment points to, however, is the 55. He has not moved. He is just sat there. He is riding. And honestly, I think that might be the best strategy.
Yeah, Jeffrey Belk just kind of playing it a little bit conservative. Meanwhile, that three-car group of Alfredo, Kerwin, and Brown all going to the high side, forming their own lane, 3 wide at the top. Travis Brown trying to push them both to the lead. The two X-Set cars trying to make the high line work. 3 wide as they go through turns 3 and 4. A little bit of a wiggle out of Brett Murphy, but a great battle for the lead going on right now.
Yeah, bit of a gap emerging between the 38 and the 338 there, and who are having to drop both back down into the second lane, just trying to recuperate themselves a little bit as the 86 looking almost to go up to the top side and try and get around Brett Murphy, but not really happening right now. He's just sitting behind and pushing. Pushing the 50, but it seems as if the 86 is a better package with the 1 than the 22 is with the 50. The ally car there in the 3 of Johnson moving up the racetrack, the 38 of Alfredo moving up almost to see if the 3-car wants to give him a wee push.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that Kerwin, Alfredo, and Brown are going to be working together. Meanwhile, Brett Murphy ducking down off the high line, getting to the bottom to cover off Alvis. Bit of a stack him on the inside lane. You see those two X-Set cars now pushing the 86. Wonder if they're going to leave him out to dry here. They're both staying behind him. I can actually figure out if they're in communication in the Discord server.
I don't think any of them are in here.
They might actually be on their own server. That wouldn't entirely surprise me because it definitely looks like they're, at the very least, working together. Going through turns 1 and 2, Murphy still leading over Sprouse and Alvis. Bit of a battle for second. We'll see if that high line gets a run down the back off turn 2.
Yep, right now already.
Oh, never mind. Casey Kerwin trying to split the middle. Alfredo pushing. And here they come through the middle. Those X-Set cars have been moving to the front now. They're side by side on the 3rd row, making huge progress towards the front of the field.
Yep, as we're sat here in our longest green flag run since the start of the race here, starting lap 17 as we go through the tribal now. Yep, it's the 338s are getting pushed by the 38, who's pushing the...
Oh, looks like they're going to jump up high here. Alvis trying to cover off that second lane, but I've got a feeling that Kerwin's going to start to make a move here. There's room up the top if he chooses to take it. Looks like right now he's staying right behind that 50.
Yep, I almost feel like that might be the best move to do, though, because if you just stay behind that 50, at least then you have a bit of a safer barrier in front of you just in case the 22 might turn the 1, and you know that the 50 will get involved in it most certainly, but maybe you'll get through it alive. Because at the front, if anyone gets turns, either you're...
Oh, there they go to the high side. Kerwin going to leave Alvis out to dry. They're going to try and make that high side work through the tri-oval. Usually you can get a bit of a run here off the tri-oval and headed for turn 1. Travis Brown right behind them as well. 3 wide as they go towards turn 1, but no surprise there. That high line with the most help going to be moving to the front.
Yeah, the 50 car is going to get left out to drive because as well, the 15 and the 86 car have both joined that top train there. But Brett Murphy still holding on. Someone below the yellow line. That's the 9 car of Vincent Cortez.
Cortez might just be dropping out of line, trying to go to the back, maybe not wanting to get caught up in all this chaos. Meanwhile, Travis Brown has been separated from Kerwin and Alfredo by the 86 of Sprouse. So we'll see if he finds an opportunity to duck back in. That high line not moving like it was earlier in the race. That bottom line still proving dominant as Brett Murphy is going to lead him through the tri-oval to lead lap 18.
Yep, you can see the 48 car of Will Cloud getting very dicey as you go through the tri-oval now, heading into turn 1. You see, they're all sort of shaking. I mean, they're shaking more than they were at the beginning of the race. They can see they're going up and down.
Oh, dear. Getting a little bit dramatic with that up and down. That 3 car nearly went up the track into that outside line. They all kept it straight. But yeah, like you said...
going down the straight. Look at that. The Cheez-It car, I believe you called it earlier. The bright orange one there behind the 55 is just moving up and down the racetrack. And he's... Yeah, the 48. And he's bringing the 01 with him. Yeah,
holding your line at Daytona is surprisingly difficult. That high line, though, starting to get together as Raul Alvis rallying back for the race lead. Push by Casey Kerwin. Alvis going to leave Kerwin out to dry and lead lap 19. But now they've got Kerwin and Alfredo unprotected on the high side, and that might be, it might prove to be a dangerous combination.
Yep, the question is now then, will the 338 stay with Alfredo if they are able to get up to the front, or will he leave Alfredo up to dry, or maybe, the 338 might want to pop in front of the 50, and at that point, Alfredo can hop in front of him, and they can just push each other along.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's going to be the plan here, but I'm guessing they also might want to try and get Travis back up there, because I've still got a feeling that they might be in communication. Oh, and a little bit loose off turn 4. A lot of drivers moving around. Brett Murphy got a little sideways there. Kerwin really trying to pinch down the 50. Leading lap 20 is Casey Kerwin in that 338.
Yep. You can see Casey Kerwin. He really looks as if when they get into turn 1, they get all out of shape. Then heading out of turn 2, they seem to get back in shape. Then into turn 3, they get all out of shape. It's sort of, they have to figure out what everyone else is doing in that outside line and then just lock bumpers and just ride.
Yeah, with that car right in front of you, it's kind of tricky to see what line you're going to take. It's a lot more difficult than it is at other tracks. One car, the one car, Brett Murphy gets turned into the outside wall. Brown involved, big crash off turn number 4. Travis Brown out of the catch fence. Caution is back out.
Yep, you see that coming as soon as they turned into the corner. It looks as if when he turned in, he just clipped the apron, got a little loose, overcorrected, went down to the bottom, hit the 38 of Alfredo, and then just got tapped by the 22, and then straight to the scene of the accident, bringing Brown with him, as well as it looks as if Jared Sabert, Jesse Atkinson, the whole outside lane pretty much went with them there.
Yeah, Travis Brown in that 01 took a wild ride into the catch fence. Moonhead almost went to the moon. I've been waiting to use that one. And that's what's going to bring out our third caution of the night on lap 22. We'll take a look at a replay. It all started around the 38 of Alfredo.
Yep. Sorry, I think it actually started with the one car. As I said there, he just clipped the apron as he turned in, and he was up into Alfredo, got turned by the 22, and then just stuff. I mean, what else can you say? The 55 was involved. Everyone was involved. The 55 did really well to almost save it, though.
Yeah,
we'll take very impressive.
We'll take a look at it here. I think Murphy just might have just gotten loose, got on the apron, kind of shot him up into Alfredo. It sent him down the track. He turned across the nose of the 22, got into the 86, and Travis Brown sent them up against the wall, and that is what brought out the caution. You see Brown gets squeezed up against the catch fence, gets kind of over the 86. Yeah, the 86 kind of helps him into the catch fence, and pretty violent crash there.
The 57, though, you can see he was so hard on the brakes, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Oh goodness, there's the wall." So it's unfortunate, but there is pretty much the third big one of the night, almost.
Yeah, I mean the other two were relatively small crashes. This was really a pretty big one. This is a massive one, if you will. Yeah, one more look at it here. Watch that 01 gets plowed up into the wall. Lifted up by the one of Brett Murphy. Sparks flying everywhere, and Travis up against the safer barrier. It's just going to squeeze him up into the catch fence while everybody else piles in. Wild ride. You're actually going to see he's going to come down again, kind of bounces off the ground, and then I believe he slams into the 8 car. So, definitely not an ideal situation for really anybody involved.
Yeah, one driver who I feel really bad for and all that was Jeffrey Bell. He so almost got through with a little bit of rear end damage, but then just got collected.
On board, once more with the 01 car. You're going to see it right here. Just a lot of wiggling around. Bam, into the wall. Squeezed up into the catch fence. Just nowhere to go for anybody.
Yep. He almost did like that one iRacing meme where you just ride the catch fence around Daytona.
He almost did that. It got scarily close. Now, I'm not sure if these... Well, they do have a fast repair, because there's no way a team could get a car that fixed. So, luckily, a couple of these drivers going to be back in the race. Brett Murphy, I believe, still in the race as well. I don't think he's taken his fast repair. Back up at the front, it's the 73 of Aaron Roth. He is going to have to come into the pit lane, though, leaving the lead in the hands of the 19 of Marshall Harris, as I believe a lot of these drivers took to the pit lane.
Yep, just having a look at it now. Marshall Harris, he hasn't hit since the previous caution, so I think he's going to take a risk. Try and just stay right at the front and see what he can do from there, because obviously tires, except for the restart, they aren't the most crucial thing in the world at Daytona. So,
yeah, even on the restart with all the banking, it's kind of forcing the car to the ground. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going back green this time by Casey Kerwin, Anthony Alfredo. They're going to be close to each other on the restart, so those maybe teammates, maybe not teammates, deciding to stay out Here we come to the restart after our third caution of the night, about a quarter of the way through this race.
Yep. So, let's look at chat here for a minute. So we have someone saying, "Lol, this is going to take 10 hours."
Probably.
It's not. Well, there's a max time limit. Hurricane says, "Hey mate, what's up?" And we got someone. Then basically it's just slandering drivers from then on. So we're not going to read that.
Yeah, Aaron told me to check my DMs. Unfortunately, he didn't send me one, so that's going to be pretty difficult.
I mean, to be fair, you never answer my DMs.
Yeah, that's true. I just don't answer anybody. Yeah. Anyways, taking a look at the rest of the field, back from Marshall Harris, it's Harris, Fernandez, Alvis, Kerwin, and Alfredo. Your top 5 coming to the restart on lap 24. So like I said, just about a quarter of the way through this race of the Champions 250 presented by iRacing. Watching for the pace car, going to make that left turn into the pit lane. Field in the hands of the 19 car. We are back green at Daytona.
Yep, good. Actually, that was a really slow start for pretty much everyone involved. You can see everyone sort of checking up, no one really knowing when they're going.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, pretty constant. This already, I mean, this pretty much an 8-car pack here just sort of formed at the front, just because.
By the way, keep an eye on this. Anthony Alfredo and Casey Kerwin have grouped together once again, but Malik Ray has joined the party as well. And I think that if those 3 get linked up, that is going to be well, they just got linked up. This is going to be a dangerous combination for the field. Some of the best drivers on iRacing, specifically with Malik Ray, one of the best drivers on super speedways on iRacing, linked up at the front of the pack. This could get dangerous for the rest of the field as you see the Alfredo-Kerwin duel going to take the lead on the high side.
Yep, I mean, that duo there, I mean, they've been absolutely rocking it all night, just bumpers glued together. You can see they just took the lead by an absolute storm.
Yeah, those 2 drivers, actually some of the ones that were locked into this race by virtue of, well, being a pro driver and being a Cup Series driver. And right now they are leading 1 and 2, bit of a tandem forming at the front of the field. Most people deciding to just kind of single file out. Looks like my assessment might have been wrong before. It doesn't look like Malik. Oh, we got 1 car turned into the outside wall. Around goes Marshall Harris in front of the field. They're wrecking behind. Caution is back out.
Yeah, well, I have to say, you could see that one coming from an absolute mile away. Especially because Malik Ray, it looked as if he absolutely cut off the cheesy Berber car of David Gibbs. I'm not even kidding. It says that on the back. And then, you know, I think that's almost where everything sort of started, because then everyone sort of checked up. Everyone lost their cool a bit. And then Cerber just kind of turned Marshall Harris.
So we'll take a look at a replay. Marshall Harris there, you see him in the center of your screen. Might have just been... Oh, yeah, that was, if anything, a bump gone wrong. He gets dumped into the outside wall, and that is a dangerous spot to be spinning on the track. He's going to get into that, I don't think that's actually the 23 car, but gets into a 23 car, continues spinning around. He almost is stopped on track. I mean, at that point, he's holding it down. He's doing everything he can do to stay out of people's way. Looks like, and he almost slid back up on a Thornton at the end. And that right there is what brought out the caution. A relatively small crash. I actually expected it would be a lot bigger.
Yeah, well, but like it tore up that number 19 car pretty nicely. But you know who's leading now? It's Anthony Alfredo.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. They were going really strong before that caution came out, and ever since the restart, they just got to the front, wasted no time doing so. Unfortunately, we do have another retirement from the race. Travis Brown, officially marked as a DNF.
Unfortunately, we never like to see drivers going out of these races, but it's just part of life sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the nature of racing at Daytona. Sometimes stuff like that happens, and a lot of times it can be hard to avoid. Looking at your top 4 or 5 now coming to the restart, it's looking like it's going to be Alfredo, Kerwin, Alvis, Malik, and Zach Sprouse, who we've seen be quite fast early on in this race. 4th caution of the night. Hopefully we can get a little bit more green flag racing going to the end.
Yep, I gotta say though, out of the top 2 in qualifying, actually they're both in 2nd and 3rd respectively. But then we have drivers like Anthony Alfredo. He started 14th. Malik Ray started 23rd, and Zach Sprouse started 21st.
Yeah, some very
I mean, 3rd, like, put it this way. Then there's the next highest driver gridded is Fernandez, who gridded in 6th, and he's down in 10th.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of comers and goers in this race. Speaking of, by the way, that best paint scheme contest, I think we've got a contender here in Malik Ray. Take a look at that Space Station number 11, which he will be driving in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series next season. I think it looks quite cool. Thomas, what are your thoughts on that machine?
It's a really cool car.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a really, really cool car.
Now, I need your opinions on this, because this is something that I suggested. What do you think the car would look like if they took that white, but they made it silver? Like that. What do you think that would look like?
Honestly, I think the white looks better, because the silver then would make everything a bit too metallic.
That is true. That is true. I don't know. I love the way it looks. I think I think those guys did a really good job getting it together. Matt Moreau with a really nice paint scheme, and Torrey Thompson with a paint scheme. Definitely a paint scheme.
Yep, that's a paint scheme.
Will Cloud, it would be a nice paint scheme if that roof number wasn't facing the wrong way. And I gotta say, Jeffrey Belk, it's kind of a basic paint scheme, but I think it looks pretty cool. Like, it might not seem the coolest, you know, got a lot of kind of clashing colors, clashing ideas, but I think it looks nice.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from in that respect. You know, I think that the neon green body mixed with the neon green wheel rims, you know, it could have been, there was some potential in that.
You know what? I think it was well executed, but I suppose we can agree to disagree. Lights are out on the pace car. We'll be going back green this time by your race leader, Casey Kerwin, looking to drop, I'm guessing, looking to drop in with Anthony Alfredo right now in P2. Malik Ray heading up Alfredo on the high side. Or sorry, no, that would... Which one is leading? Hold on, I can't figure this out. Okay, we'll do it like this.
Alfredo's.
Okay.
Is he?
Yeah, Alfredo is leading. See,
this is the high side.
This is why, Anthony, you can't have the exact same car as someone else. All right.
Please.
Yeah, it makes things a lot more difficult, but they are pretty nice cars. I think they look cool.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Isn't... Whoa, hold on. Look at Kerwin's car. Kerwin has the same number.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. They are the exact same car.
Oh, my brain just started hurting, man.
Exactly. It's going to be very difficult to keep track of that.
Alfredo's leading. He's on the inside.
Exactly. So that's how we'll know until they're both leading, and you know they're like, what if they're racing side by side for the lead, but they like switch lanes every lap? That'd be really confusing. But then one lap they don't switch lanes, so we just get everything wrong.
Yeah, that would be pretty awful. Anyway, coming out of turn 4 now, heading towards the tri-oval, we are coming back to green here at Daytona on lap 29 of 100, going to 30. The pace car is going to pull into pit lane, and Anthony Alfredo is going to be getting ready to do what he does best, and it is green again here at Daytona. The 38 and the 338 car is getting away pretty similarly, in fact. However, Malik Ray is pushing that 338 much better than I believe Raul Alves is pushing the 38, and the 338 stops straight down in front of Anthony Alfredo.
Yeah, Kerwin gonna leave Malik out to dry. Those two Coke Series drivers not working together as well as I thought they would. Now, Matt Moreau looking to duck in line, but Malik Ray cuts him off and they're spinning. Matt Moreau around, he saves it. I don't think that's gonna be a caution. We stay green. Couple of drivers scrambling around in the back. We're still all right. We're back racing. At the front of the field, it's Casey Kerwin and Anthony Alfredo.
I have to say, I don't want to say I knew that was going to happen with, obviously, Kerwin hopping in front of Alfredo, but I knew that was going to happen. I mean,
yeah,
those two have been working so well together. Oh my, I mean, honestly, I think if they just stick together properly, they could just run off with this race.
Yeah, absolutely. We've kind of got an X-set roadblock at the front of the field with that space station machine and Malik Ray trying to make a charge from 4th, but it doesn't look like he's able to get the run that he needs. Raul Alves currently splitting them. Meanwhile, Malik dropping back into the hands of Zach Sprouse. We'll see if they decide to work together. Mostly single file at the front of the field and headed for turn 3.
Yep. Oh, yeah, actually, you know what? This is a 6-car, just single file. Everyone's sort of working together really well. And as I say that, of course, I believe that is in fact the 55 car, who's just never mind. I've lost track of which car it is at this point.
Yeah, right now the entire field is single file. I think that stack up with Matt Moreau around might have kind of stacked everybody up, brought them back into a line. But this should mean that these drivers are starting to kind of calm down. They're realizing that they've got a long way to go. They're just trying to make it to the end of this thing.
Yeah, we've been racing here for 40 minutes here at Daytona, and only on lap 32.
Yeah, this race looking on target to be just under 2 hours in time. Down the back straightaway, we got one guy moving up to the high side. I believe that's Fernandez in the GameStop machine. Trying to make that high line work, trying to go to the front, but he does not have a pusher, and unfortunately, that is not going to work out for him. He's going to have to duck back in line in front of the 39.
I'm realizing I'm about to make a lot of people upset, but what is GameStop? Is that something I should know about? Sounds like something I should know about.
You know what? I'll tell you about it after the race. We're still green. I mean, it's not even like something important. It's just it's a game store, retail store.
Okay.
Through turns 1 and 2 at the moment, looking back from the 338 of Casey Kerwin. Once again, that GameStop machine trying to make the high line work, but like I said, just everyone kind of in a single file line. I think at the moment, no one really pushing. I really think people are just trying to make it to the end.
Yeah, I mean, of course, they're in that GameStop car. He's just sort of chilling on the outside.
Yeah, he might be trying to drop back in line, and unfortunately that 21 car going to sneak underneath him. Some drivers trying to make the second line work, but I mean, really, I don't see a point in doing it just yet.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's still 67 laps to go. Quick maths. There's still 67 laps to go in this race. I mean, there's no reason that you should be making stupid bonsai moves now.
Well, a couple of drivers are starting to move up to that high line, led by Fernandez. We'll see if those drivers go anywhere, but it looks like Fernandez, yeah, just kind of stuck on the outside. He's got a little bit of help coming now, though, so maybe they're looking to make a charge towards the front. They're looking to be side by side with outside row 4. Maybe that high line could make something work here.
Yeah, it can only work, however, if they all stick together. So, you know, that 24 car, he can't be moving up and down between the third and the second lane.
Speaking of drivers going to the high side, Raul Alves has decided to take that high line. Not only is that going to move him up high, but it's also going to get Malik the run he needs to maybe get joined up with Alfredo and Kerwin on the inside line. Given that Fernandez doesn't try and do the same thing he did earlier on, it didn't work then, it almost didn't work again. Fernandez, you've got to turn your spotter on or something. Down the back straightaway, 3 wide in the back, that's Johnson. In the middle, he's going to drop back down to the bottom. Luckily, everybody stays clean, but I imagine right now Malik Ray not too happy with the 24 of Fernandez.
Yeah, it looked almost as if because of that, the 88 of Torrey Thompson almost ended up in collateral then. Oh, he was really loose, so it wasn't who was going to get collected.
Luckily, though, everybody did keep it straight, just a little bit of contact. You see a sold out stands here at Daytona. It's always good to see the virtual fans in attendance.
Yeah, with all the virtual camera flashes as well.
That too, it's a very nice touch. I like it.
To each their own. You can see the 50 car is now back in between Alfredo and Ray. And obviously, realizing the outside line was never going to work.
Yeah, that outside line, I mean, it was working, then Fernandez tried to spin himself off of Malik Ray, and it just kind of stacked everybody up. Back towards turn 3 now, right now taking a look at the 15 of Seibert. Right now, just kind of stuck in the middle, nowhere to go for the 15.
Yep, and there's also, like, 3 extremely distinct packs. I mean, I'll count the first 2 as one, because they're very close together, they're about 6/10 apart. But from 1st to 19th, there's one pack, and there's a second pack from 20th down to 26th car of Rhett Nichols, and then another one with drivers like Matt Moreau, Will Cloud, Ronald Holmes, and Dave Thomas. David Gibbs has gone a lap down. Mark Frimpong is 8 laps down. Marshall Harris is 10 laps down, and then your retirements for this evening are, of course, Travis Brown and Bo Brady.
Update on that high line, it's coming in, that 50 car of Raul Alves going up top with the 3 of Johnson. We'll see if they're able to make it work. Almost 3 wide with Fernandez looking towards the wall. Meanwhile, on the inside lane, we've got Kerwin, Malik, and Alfredo in a line. But Raul Alves making a charge on the high side with Kyle Johnson. They're going to the front.
Yep, I'm not 100% convinced that high line is going to be able to do much in this race.
I think they might be able to, because you do get a little bit of a momentum advantage from running up top. Lapped car in the way, going to duck out of line. I believe he did get tangled up with Matt Moreau earlier on, but luckily he is going to stay out of harm's way. Casey Kerwin still in the lead with Alves looking high.
Yep. Oh, the 3 car of Johnson getting very, very squirrely there behind the 50.
Yeah.
That's not going to help the 50s. That's not going to help the 50s momentum at all. Trying to fight this Alfredo and Kerwin I mean, honestly, I would be happy to call them a freight train at this point. I mean, there's no stopping them.
Oh, and here comes Adrian Fernandez once again, trying to make that risky move to the high side. He is going to fall back, though, to that number 21, trying to split the middle between the 86 and the 24. He's going to back down. Meanwhile, Raul Elvis to the front of the field.
Yep. I take back what I said earlier about being a freight train and unbeatable, because they just got beaten by oh my goodness, my brain just stopped working for a second. Sorry. By Raul Elvis.
You see Malik Ray there looking to the high side with Kyle Johnson, trying to maybe make something work up there. A little bit of scrambling around in the back, 3 wide around that 2 car of Malik Ray. They're getting it back single file, though. So it looks like everybody emerged all right from that. 2 wide throughout most of the field with Elvis leading.
Yep. Elvis, though, he's going to have to be careful if he doesn't get his bumper messed up too badly by that 338 car of Kerwin, because, you know, he's going to be very desperate to get back past. And obviously, at the same time, then Alfredo's going to have to be careful he doesn't push the pusher and everyone goes around.
Now look at that high side with Kyle Johnson getting a run. Bad push from Fernandez, might have gotten him a little squirrely, but Kyle Johnson in that ally number 3 looking to come to the high side, maybe looking at the race lead.
Yeah, I tell you what, though. Oh, that was squirrely as an understatement, because now the 24 has dropped right off the back of the 3. And now it looks as if almost Malik Ray wants to hop to the top side and get around Anthony Alfredo.
Yeah, Malik Ray, one of the most aggressive drivers in the field right now, split in the middle between Alfredo and Fernandez. He's going to try and get up to the bumper of Kyle Johnson, currently on one of our longest green flag runs of the night. Malik Ray looking to come through the middle. Malik Ray might be going to the front here.
Yep. If he goes to the front, though, he's obviously going to drop in front of Elvis. And then at that point, that's going to mean that Anthony Alfredo and Casey Kerwin, they're going to fall back quite a bit. And obviously, they're going to get super aggressive to get back up to the front at the same time.
Yeah, Malik Ray, one of the best plate drivers in the field, yet to lead a lap tonight, but he's got a big run coming on the high side, giving a big push to Kyle Johnson, and it's looking like they're going to be the leaders here. Yes, they are. Johnson led that lap with Malik in tow. Lap 42 underway.
Yep, then Elvis, he's going to have the momentum heading into the corner. He needs Kerwin to suck right up to his bumper, and then Anthony Alfredo needs to suck up to the bumper of Kerwin. If not this outside lane, the outside lane, honestly, at this point, is looking much better formed up than the inside lane, which is not something I've said tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it just comes down to who has the better pushers. And right now, it's looking like that high line is the preferred line, but Johnson going to drop down out of the high line, leaving Malik out to dry. Never mind. Elvis pushing his way back through on the inside. Back to the race lead goes the 50.
Yep, I think, there you go, Elvis, he just said, look, my nose is going here. If you don't move, I will turn you. And it ended up working. Johnson's going back up to the outside in front of Malik Ray. Yeah,
fair enough. We'll see if Malik Ray tries to make a 3-wide move through the middle. There might have been a little bit of space there between the 3 and the 11. Or sorry, not the 3 and the 11, the 3 and the 50. Malik decided not to bite the bullet and take the jump. So he right now is still just behind the 3 of Johnson. Bit of a wiggle out of Elvis, maybe a little bit of contact as they went down the back.
Yep, most certainly. I mean, this is heating up in the front because now Johnson, he will lead this lap probably once again.
Yeah, that outside line tends to get a really good run off the corners, and when you have a pusher as good as Malik, I mean, I think it might work out for them here. Johnson inching up on the 50, looking like Elvis going to hang on. Almost a door slam to the 3. That got very sketchy indeed, but everybody kept it straight.
Yeah, doing very, very well there. Honestly, I thought the 3 car was about to go straight up into the outside wall in the trial wall again. Getting really close to Elvis and then getting super, super loose. I'm not entirely sure what Malik Ray will be able to do to help him here. I'm sure that Malik Ray wants to push the 3 car. He wants to push him out to the front. But if Johnson keeps getting too close to Elvis where he gets squirrely, then at the end of the day, what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, a pusher is only as good as the car that they are pushing. We're inching up on halfway here. We've gone green for the past handful of laps. I believe only 4 cautions so far. Although we might go green to the end here if everything works out for us. Hopefully it will.
Don't jinx it.
I'll do my best. Once again, Raul Elvis going to lead that lap. Johnson looking on the high line, trying to get the run. Kerwin may be toying with the idea of going below the yellow line, but I don't think that is allowed. Never heard any clarification on that, though. Raul Elvis right now leading away with that high line, getting a run.
Yeah. I have to say, you know what? Alvis on the bottom side, I think he's doing really, really well to defend from the 3 car. But I'm wondering if Malik Ray is also sort of biding his time, because he doesn't want to get up to the front and then get swallowed up by someone like.
And he dropped down to the bottom. I believe Malik was trying to split. Okay, hold on. I believe
Alfredo.
That's who he was trying to split. Yes, and he was able to succeed in doing that. So now Malik is going to be pushing Casey Kerwin around the front of the field. It's still Alvis in control, but we'll see what Malik and Kerwin can do.
Yep. Because if Malik and Kerwin can push Alvis up to the top of the racetrack, at that point, it's going to be a 3-car run of some of the strongest cars we've seen in the fields.
At the same time, could they maybe make the Highline work for themselves? It's definitely a possibility. At the moment, though, it's still Alvis in control. Kerwin hasn't made a move yet.
Yep. Oh, he's looking a little bit high. Maybe trying to just cool his engine a little bit.
Might also be trying to charge up a run here. We'll see what he does. Malik staying loyal to the 338. We'll see how long that lasts. Johnson rallying back on the high side, unfortunately. I think Kerwin might have missed his opportunity to go high with Malik. That might have gotten them the lead, but now they've got a lap car to worry about.
Yep, lap car there of the 23 of Mark Frimpong. Just doing really well getting out of the way. Staying to the high side. 21 almost bodies him, though.
Yeah, that's what happens when people have a little bit of trouble holding their lines around a lap car. Down the back straightaway, Alvis over Kerwin over Ray as they head towards turn number 3. I mean, that inside line, I really think they're forming up a run to try and get Alvis out of the way and move to the front, but we will see how that progresses.
Yep. You see, Malik almost falling a little bit back from Kerwin there.
Right now...
Kerwin's pushing the 50, and he is pushing him hard.
Yeah, you can see we're on board with Kerwin at the moment, just kind of lagging back, not really doing any bump drafting, although I got to imagine that's going to come into play eventually. I really have a feeling that Kerwin is trying to charge up a run for the lead here. He's got an opportunity to jump high if he wants to. I think he might just be trying to get back with Alfredo, though.
Yeah, he very much so might be. But you know what, if he gets back with Alfredo, the question is, will Ray then stick behind Alfredo or try and get ahead of Kerwin, or will he attempt to stay in the middle?
I mean, that's a very good question. A lot of times you got to choose. Do you want to go with a teammate, or do you want to try and drive for yourself? And I think in Malik's case, I'm not sure he has a teammate, so he might be forced into driving for his own. At the same time, though, sometimes when you're driving on your own, you kind of gotta you gotta kind of form a friendship with someone else, at least temporarily, to try and push them to the front, approaching halfway here at Daytona.
Yep, and I'm not entirely 100% sure how long fuel runs lost in the Cup cars, but I would reckon we're about halfway through one.
Yeah, I'm guessing they might be coming to the pits around lap 70, although really, only time will tell. I mean, people can really find ways to save fuel when they're in the draft like this. That Highline looking to rally again with Onkenbauer and Johnson making a run on the high side.
338 almost hitting Johnson there. That was a very, very dangerous move almost. He went right up the racetrack. But you know what? He's just sat there and he's pushing the 50. He's pushing the 50 really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're not so much trying to get to the front as they are trying to get to the end of the race, or at least the end of the fuel run. I mean, as you know, the longer we go into this green flag run, up to a certain point, the longer that these guys are going to stay clean, because they're going to get a little bit more comfortable around each other. But then, at a certain point, we're going to get so far into the run that these guys got to start making up time, and they're going to start moving around just a little bit more.
Yeah, they most certainly are. And I just realized I've been looking at a replay this whole time.
Oops.
It was only about 3 or 4 seconds, so we're good.
Well, that's good. That Highline once again of Johnson looking to make a run. No one really able to get too much of a run, though. I think Johnson might have it here. He's going to be side by side with Alvis. What he's got to do is stay alongside through the tri-oval, through the short shoot, and stay alongside through 1 and 2, because I think at that point he might be able to get a run.
Yeah, but even that, even if you can just stay right next to the rear right quarter panel of the guy who you're trying to overtake, then you can still get a run. You probably still have enough of a run, as long as the guy behind is willing to push you as hard.
Yeah, you got to get really close on iRacing, but it is possible to side draft in these cars, kind of using the aero to slow your opponent down. We'll see if anybody tries it. Onkenbauer just all over the 3 of Johnson.
Yeah, he most certainly is. I'm just having a look though. There really isn't much in the term of massive battles happening in this front pack. So why don't we go and have a look at the second pack in this race, being led right now by Clayton White.
We will go ahead and move on back, but for the most part, they're single file as well. They might just be trying to stay in a line and make up time to the lead pack, but at the moment, it's looking like quite a tall order. They've got about 13 seconds to make up, and I believe they're falling back.
Yeah, they most certainly are. Matt Moreau leading third pack in this race right now from Will Cloud, Dave Thomas, and Ronald Holmes.
I just realized that if you use the gearbox cam with someone who's being bump drafted, you can see inside another car, which was definitely an experience. Kyle Johnson on the high line looking to take the lead from Alvis with a big push coming from the 21 of Onkenbauer off turn 2. Off turn 4 and down the front straightaway. Johnson looking to take the lead.
Yeah, still not being able to do that, though. They just cannot get formed up enough down the back straight and into turn 3 to be able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point it's a little bit of a stalemate. Everyone just kind of lined up in a bit of a gridlock, nowhere really to go. I think once we see them get a little bit more spread out, I think once we get to pit stops is when we're going to see a little bit more movement and quite possibly a little bit more chaos as everybody tries to get into the pit lane.
Yep, definitely. I mean, obviously, you know, we've seen it before, such as with Casey Kane and Daytona in 2011, I believe it was, when he got a two fouls entering pit lane for avoiding an accident. I believe it was 2011.
I believe that might have been Carl Edwards in 2009, but I know something like that has happened before.
It was Casey Kane who got the penalty, but I think it might have been Carl Edwards who was spinning.
I think you might have gotten those mixed up, but I think that you got the right idea. But yeah, speeding on pit road, that's definitely going to be a possibility. I mean, these guys have to get slowed down from over 200 miles an hour to like 50. Or I think it's actually 60, but either way, it's still a 140 mile an hour difference to try and make up, and that is no easy task. Down the back straightaway, Kyle Johnson still trying to make the high line work.
Yep.
Fly by the field as they go through turns 3 and 4. Right along that yellow line. Getting back to the front straightaway now. It's still Alvis in control.
You know what? Honestly, I'm kind of... I think that all these drivers might have probably just gone into let's just get to the end mode. You know, because everything's going to happen. Everything's going to happen in the last 5 laps, pretty much.
Yeah.
This race. And I think everyone's started to realize that right now.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of these guys are really just trying to kind of make it to the end, you know? Because I think as we get towards the end of the race, we're going to see a lot more kind of, I'm clear, so I'm going to go for it, even if the space is only just there. We're going to see a lot more of that as we get towards the end of the race. For now, I think these guys can afford to just calm down.
Yep. I got the year wrong. It was 2014, and it was Casey Kane avoiding. It was Michael Annette.
Ah, I do remember that now, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. You know, you never know. Maybe someone's going to speed, you're going to try and avoid an accident, you're just going to get penalized by iRacing.
Now, I do believe that Brady is an in-race admin who would be able to clear that. But at the same time, if it was... Nah, I'm pretty sure it would get cleared. But just in general, speeding on pit road is very easy to do under green flag stops at Daytona.
Yeah, because you have to remember, these cars are very heavy, have very big engines, have pretty small brakes, and have the aerodynamic properties of brick.
Yeah, so definitely not the easiest thing to get slowed down. Now, with that giant rear spoiler, it's definitely a lot easier than it would have been in years past, but still, I mean, it's just not easy. Especially if, you know, one guy in front of you brakes slightly earlier than you or is slightly higher up on the track than you expect. That can cause a chain reaction which can take out multiple cars. We saw it at the 2019 Daytona 500. It could happen again.
Yep, I mean, the same thing you gotta remember at the same time is a lot of the weight in these cars is right at the front of the car because obviously that's where you have the engine. I mean, yes, you have the fuel at the back, but once you're hitting in, I mean, that tank's gonna be pretty much empty.
Yeah.
So obviously once you hit the brakes, all the way is gonna go on the front tires. So if you have to turn the wheel to avoid someone, if they are higher than track and you expect they're cutting down in front of you, or whatever the case is, you know, you're gonna end up spinning. You're gonna end up causing an accident.
Yeah, and if your brake bias is a little bit too far to the rear, you're gonna get the balance all wrong, and you're just gonna spin out the minute you even try and get on the brakes. So things could definitely get a little sketchy here, depending on how this race develops. We're nearing 40 laps to go, coming around to lap 58. It's been Alvis in control for the past few laps.
Yeah, most certainly has. Alvis, I'm pretty sure he thinks that at this point that he has one hand on this race win, and honestly, judging by the way he's been driving, I think he does.
Yeah, I mean, really,
right now, he is the car to beat.
At the moment, I think it's going to be a little bit easier to hold on to the lead than it will be later on in the race. Because at the end of the race, you're going to have guys going high, low, all over the place, just trying to get a run on their own. He's going to have to block all of it. And, oh, we got one car spinning! They are going to keep it straight, though. I don't know who that was. We got one around in the back. It might have been the 10? No, it was the 9.
Vincent Cortez.
Yeah, Vincent Cortez.
Let's have a look at it here. I think he just sort of... I'm just having a look at it now. Oh, he got tapped by the... He got net-coded by the 21. Got a little bit loose. Did really well to save it, actually, before careening into the inside wall.
No, he did not hit the inside wall, actually, so he kept it
Sorry,
straight.
that's what I meant. Oh, someone's boxed.
He just hopped
From
over...
16th, sorry, 16th place. Yeah, no.
Yeah, one car in the
sorry,
pits, David Unkenbauer, and he was in the lead pack, so we could see green flag pit stops kicking off at Daytona. We'll see how this develops. Unfortunately, though, for Unkenbauer, pitting on your own is a terrible idea at plate tracks, and he is likely going to lose a lot of time.
Yeah, he is, but now the question is, will he have just been the straw that breaks the camel's back when it comes to pit stops and triggered absolutely everything? Let's have a look now. Will Raul Alves come down to pit lane? No, he won't. He's going to stay up. Is anyone coming down to pit lane?
Come to think of it, it might have been unscheduled. I can take a look at how long they've been on their stints. And it does look like most of these drivers have been on their stints for about 30, 32, 37 laps, so they're all going to come in at around the same time.
Yep. Oh, you can see someone. Is that the 21?
Yeah, that's Unkenbauer, who just came out of the pit. So he might have gotten damaged. He might have, if anything, he might have actually felt bad for getting into the 9 car and might have just decided to kind of self-penalize. But definitely not a smart idea because that is going to lose him a lot of time.
Yep, most certainly is. Have a look now then. Through turns 3 and 4. Are they going to pit this lap? Coming out of the corner now.
Some drivers looking, but no one coming in.
I think, like you said, though, it's going to be closer to lap 70 than it will be to lap 60. These drivers come in. They're on lap 61 now of 100. Obviously, I think there's only going to be one more pit stop in this race. And from then on, it is going to be all the way to the end.
Yeah, most of these guys have been on their pits, or have been on their current stint for about 38 laps, and I believe a stint might be around 40, 45 laps, so I'm guessing that we'll see pit stops around lap 70, but we've gone green for a very, very long time now.
Yeah, I think the last restart was lap 26, in fact.
Also, Brett Murphy is back up to the front of the field after being at the back for quite some time. Murphy right now at the front. Any takers this time by? No, but everyone's starting to get... Oh, wait, no, we got one car coming in. That is...
The 88, I think.
Yeah, the 88 of Torrey Thompson locking up, but he is going to make it into the pit lane. He had been on his stint for 38 laps, so I think that might trigger some pit stops. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm having a look at it now. Raul Alves, I mean, he's doing 310 kilometers an hour right now, about 190 miles an hour. Actually, no, that's... Yeah, about 100. He's doing about 190 miles an hour right now. Just heading up, just about to click over into that 320 kilometer an hour mark, being 200 miles an hour.
That is a lot of miles an hour.
That is a lot of miles an hour. It's a lot more kilometers an hour, though.
All right, we'll see. Oh, we'll see if anybody comes in. A couple of guys looking below. Yeah, we got a couple of takers. Aaron Roth bringing it in. Oh, getting sideways. He saves it. The 73 car makes it into the pit lane safely, doing a lot of justice to that number, not wrecking or anything like that. So shout out to him. Back up at the front of the field, Raul Alves still leading. I have a feeling, though, they're going to need to come in soon. Meanwhile, Zachary Thornton about to go a lap down.
Yep. I can see. Wow. Okay, already, Johnson, he's just pulled ahead.
Yeah, Kyle Johnson got a big runoff, too, down the back with a bit of a push from Murphy. We'll see if anybody brings it in this time by... I have a feeling we might see a few takers. Yeah, there we go. Malik Ray diving down to the pit lane along with Alves. 4 cars coming in.
Ray. Wow, Ray is locked up, and that's the speeding in pit lane.
Oh! Yeah, I don't know. He looks like he's going the right speed, but he might have gone a little bit too fast in.
He hit the line at... 120 kilometers an hour, and the speed limit's 97.
That's going to be close. I know sometimes iRacing will be a little bit lenient with it, but we'll see if he has to hold in his box. No penalty for Malik Ray. He's going to get back going.
He is lucky.
Yeah, wow. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Casey Kerwin has taken the lead because Raul Alves, he brought it into the pit lane. Right. And now Casey Kerwin is going to bring it in as well. Hopefully he doesn't miss it here.
Oh, contact 39.
Oh, the 39 car locking up. That's going to be a speeding penalty, but it's likely going to be cleared by the admins. But Casey Kerwin and Anthony Alfredo making it in cleanly. No lockups out of either of them.
Yeah, sorry, the 39 car of Brendan Fielder got hit, or he hit someone. Just double checking here, having a look at the replay. Yeah, no, it seems as if, oh, wow, 86 decided that he wanted to come down into the box, turn straight across 39's nose, and the 39, I mean, there's nothing you can do about that one.
Yeah, one thing that's a little weird is that a lot of these guys are taking 4 tires, which I wouldn't expect out of a track that doesn't really eat up tires that much. But like you said, the 39 car got tagged on their way into the pit lane. Back up front, Adrian Fernandez leading is now going to bring it in. So it looks like at this point, most of the lead pack has brought it into the pit lane. And I believe this will cycle Brett Murphy out as your race leader. No! Because Alfredo... Uh-oh, Anthony. Okay, that got a little sketchy. But it looks like Malik Ray going to bring it in behind Anthony Alfredo, join up with that pack, so it's going to be Alfredo, Ray, Murphy, Kerwin, and Sabert. Kind of in 2-car tandems at the moment. Fernandez into the pit lane, Clayton White, your leader at the moment, but I believe they are going to have to bring it into the pits as well. So once everything cycles through, it's looking like maybe Ronald Holmes going to be your leader in that 4th place car. We're just going to have to let everything cycle out before we make any judgments. Anthony Alfredo right now running in 7th. Zach Sprouse losing time out of the pit lane. Raul Alvis right behind Sabert, with Fernandez coming out of the pit lane. Clayton White listed as your leader, but he is absolutely going to need to bring it into the pit lane unless he has already stopped. No, so right now it's going to be Jared Sabert cycling out as your leader, with Raul Alvis and Anthony Alfredo behind.
I have to say, there's so many names I haven't heard at the front for a while, and now they've just taken the lead. I'm not entirely sure why that is, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing they just pitted maybe under a later caution. Clayton White into the pits, Ronald Holmes into the pits, so Jared Sabert, like I said, going to inherit the race lead. And it looks like everyone who was in the lead pack is still in the lead pack, except for Jeffrey Belk and Kyle Johnson. They fall back just a bit.
Yep. Yeah, everyone's pretty much in the lead pack, except Aaron Roth. Yeah, Aaron Roth still ways back, though. So I think that what was like a 19-car pack is now pretty much a 6-car pack.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I expected. I figured that after pit stops, everyone would be a little bit split up. But we do now have Alfredo, Malik, and Kerwin lined up with nobody to interrupt them, no one to their outside. So we might see some moves out of that camp soon.
Oh, I'd highly expect it. We're sat here with 23 laps to go. We're coming to now. I have a feeling this is going to seriously start to heat up with 20 to go.
I don't think you can do math. I think it's 33 to go.
I cannot do math. It's 33 to go.
Knew it. All right, so they're not going to have to pit the rest of the way, but like you said, I think you're absolutely right. Things are going to start to heat up. I honestly hope we go green to the end, because I love these finishes at Daytona where everyone's just a little bit spread out. There's a lot of there's a lot of room to make some pretty aggressive moves. I'm looking forward to this end of the race. We got 30 laps to go, coming up in a few laps. It's Anthony Alfredo in 3rd, Jared Sabert leading away.
Yep. You see Anthony Alfredo, he's just gonna, he's just kind of chilling. He's riding at this point. He's got Malik Ray, he's got Kerwin behind him. They're just running nose to tail at this point, and he knows that if they all link up, they can easily catch that 15-car of Sabert and the 50-car of Elvis.
Yeah, Alfredo is in very good company, and you could say that about Malik, Ray, and Casey Kerwin. Those three, some of the best drivers on iRacing, and I believe that they are going to be able to make some pretty aggressive moves here. And I don't know why I said iRacing, because Anthony Alfredo, also one of the best stock car drivers. You might know him from his couple of good runs last year in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, or you may know him from going to the Cup Series for, I believe, the number 36 car in 2021.
Okay, my brain just hurt from all those numbers.
Yes. Off turn 4, back to the front straightaway. You see Alfredo lagging back. Alvis in 2nd. Still, yeah, just kind of single file. So I'm guessing that they just want to make it a little bit closer to the end before they start moving around.
Absolutely. One thing I wish iRacing would sort of, not remove, but dim the effect down a little bit is the amount of flies on the front of these cars.
I think that might... I actually don't know what that is. I don't think it's flies. You know what? Let's take an analysis. Not much else is going on. I think that might just be dirt. I don't really know how it gets there. It just kind of does.
Yeah, because that's the thing is that like it was like Anthony Alfredo's car on my screen at least at the beginning of the race was white. It is now gray.
Yeah, is his car still white for you?
Yeah, it's white and red.
All right. Well, if we get to interview him, I'm gonna ask him about that because to me, it's the exact same thing as Kerwin's car.
I have no idea.
Anyways, a couple of lap cars jumping out of the way, single file at the front of the pack. I think a couple of lap cars are actually mixed in with this lead pack. Because, yeah, it's only 6 cars on the lead lap at the front, so we've got a 6-car lead car pack mixed in with a couple of lap cars. Matt Moreau there as well. Jared Sabert still in control of the race. 30 laps to go this time by.
Yep, and now everyone's properly linked up. That gap between the 50 and the 38 car has shrunk to pretty much nothing now.
Yeah.
So they're all nose to tail, and as you said, 28 laps to go now.
Compliment from Hayden in the YouTube chat. Good job on the broadcast layout. Thank you. I'm very proud of it. Although I didn't make it. This is just SDK Gaming. They don't sponsor us. That's just the program I use. Off turn 2. Jared Sabert leading the way. Raul Alvis in 2nd. Alfredo 3rd. Malik 4th. Casey Kerwin 5th. Brett Murphy in 6th. 2nd car pack. Kyle Johnson. Jesse Atkinson. Aaron Roth. Jeffrey Belk. Adrian Fernandez. Wes Gallo. And David Ackenbauer leading that 3rd pack. So a bit of a split throughout the field in terms of where everybody is.
Yep. When you say a bit of a split, we have this front pack, and then there is, you could pretty much, it's basically the size of the universe then between 12th and 13th place in 10 seconds.
I wonder, give me a minute here. I am going to pull up the last lap times for these drivers. The split is around 6th place between packs, and it looks like that 2nd pack is ever so slightly gaining on the lead pack. So they might be there at the end of the race. Lap 73, the best number in all of existence at the moment. Still Sabert leading, but take a look at this. Kyle Johnson very slowly gaining with his pack on the front pack. So this might get a little bit interesting if they're able to catch by the end of the race.
Will they? That's the question. Is that, as much as they might be catching,
is it fast enough? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that time by, they took about 2/10 out of the leaders. So 2/10 over 10 laps would be 2. Yeah, I don't think it's possible, but it might be. We'll just kind of have to wait and see. Actually, no, because we have 20 laps left. That'd be about 4 seconds. Maybe it's possible. It might just be possible. They're not terribly far off.
I highly, I think that if they stay as organized as they are now, they will. But obviously, as they start to catch this next pack, they're obviously going to start, getting away from each other a little bit because they're going to want to get that track position. Because obviously, you don't want to be in a 12-car pack or more and be at the back of it.
Yeah, this reminds me a lot of the 2019 Daytona Clash, where the start of the race was a little messy. It got cleaner, and then once there were 2 packs, they all joined together, and the minute they joined together, it got incredibly messy. I mean, I don't want to say bad, because it was very entertaining, but I mean, it just all kicked off. That time by, that 2nd pack actually took over half a second out of the leaders. So this is going to be close.
Well, it's not going to be close. They're going to catch him if they take half a second out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was only that time by, but I mean, it's definitely, that gap is closing. It's under 3 seconds. It was about 4 seconds last time I checked, and it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see. We can't predict the future. But one driver who I have to compliment for how well he's been driving so far is actually Matt Moreau. Because Matt Moreau, he's just kind of clinged onto the back of this pack. He's not interfering with the racing, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, lap cars staying out of the way is pretty much what you'd love to see at Daytona. It's never a good thing when lap cars get involved with the leaders. It's much better to just kind of let them run their race.
Yeah, because then once lap cars start getting in the way, lap cars, they don't really have anything to lose, they don't have anything to gain. So a lot of times you'll see, especially in official races, lap cars will try and get involved. They'll try and just do it for the heck of it. But, props to Matt Moreau, props to all the other lap cars drivers who are in here. Dave Thomas, Vincent Fiegley, Ronald Holmes, all these drivers who are just sort of clinging to the back of this pack, but who aren't interfering. That is what we want to see, and well done, lads.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're curious, the split between the lead cars and the... Oh my god, okay, so that time by the second pack took a second out of the leaders, and they are closing fast. They're there.
Yeah, they're there. I mean, the lap cars are in between them and the leaders right now, but...
Yeah, they're already working on some of the lap cars, and they are making quick work of them. Kyle Johnson, Aaron Roth in that number 73. Beautiful paint scheme, by the way. I'm not even saying that because it's the number 73. That is actually a really nice car, but they're working that outside lane. They are there. So this lead pack, I mean, they better get a move on. If you're curious, the split between packs is around 6th on back. That is when the second pack starts. I wish there was a way I could do that, like, marker thing, where I can just kind of, like, draw a line above the ticker, but, Oh, and Alfredo got turned! In front of the field, they're crashing! Malik Ray involved, hard into the outside wall, big wreck off turn number 2. Caution is out. Wow.
Okay. When I said that the 38, the 2, and the 338 were going to work really well together?
Yeah, that did not pan out, did it?
Yeah, that went down like a nice cup of sick.
Yeah, no, it looks like Malik Ray might be pulling off the track now. His night might be done. He might be down on power. Yeah, Malik looks to be out of it. Alfredo with heavy damage as well. That, not good. Not good for the leaders. Looking at, and Alfredo's got a blown motor as well.
Alfredo's done, you reckon?
Yeah, Alfredo's got a blown motor. Unless he has his fast repair left, which I don't think he does, Alfredo is out of the race. Really, the only one of those three that isn't out of the race would be the 338 of Casey Kerwin. Of course, Alfredo might have a fast repair left, but I don't think he does. We're watching him now as he pulls into his pit box. And if the car doesn't get fixed, we'll see. He does.
He does.
So Alfredo not out of the race, just going to be losing quite a bit of track position. We'll take a look at a replay of what took place.
I mean, it just looks as if Malik Ray just sort of caught him then, and then everything went very, very downhill from there.
Yeah, so watching Casey Kerwin, it didn't happen with Kerwin. It happened around Malik. Alright, so we should be able to get a view of it now. Taking a look at the 11 car of Malik Ray, although it's technically the 2 car, but the car says 11. We'll take a look at the blimp cam. Should give us a nice view of what happened. It might have just been a bad push from Alfredo. Oh, no. So actually, they were all kind of going up the track. Malik got Alfredo in the left rear quarter panel, spun him around. In turn, Alfredo got into the quarter panel of Malik. It doesn't actually look like Malik got that much damage, so I'm a little bit surprised that he pulled off the track, because he actually kept it going. The main carnage was from then on back. So I'm a little bit surprised that Malik is calling it quits. But yeah, that's what brought out the caution.
Yep. Well, you know what? I mean, sometimes those things happen. Pushing can go wrong, and in this case, unfortunately, it did.
Yeah, especially when it's not square, because that was definitely not a very square push. I mean, they were both moving up the track, and there wasn't really much either of them could do. But in the end, it was just a bad push that sent the 38 around. They all went scrambling, and that is what brought out the caution. Right there, that's what blew Alfredo's motor. He nosed it up into the 07 and into the outside wall, blowing his engine, taking off the nose of the 07. Matt Moreau, wow, I think he made it through that. He did make it through that, okay. So very impressive avoidance by Matt Moreau to make it through cleanly. We'll go on board with him. Watch the, this is going to be the 83 of Moreau. Just a little bit of lifting, trying to stay out of the way of the leaders. They're going to start wrecking in just a minute here, and Matt, I believe, made it through without any damage.
Yeah, that is what we refer to as pro avoiding skills 101.
Yeah, I mean, you see... Oh, actually, no, he got into the back of the 24, but for the most part, he avoided everything else and made it through without too much of a hit. So, back live. Kyle Johnson has inherited the lead. Casey Kerwin is back to second. So, I guess in all that, Johnson found a way to get to the race lead. So, very impressive rally by the 3-car. He's been strong all race. I did not expect him to get to the lead that quickly, but here he is. Update on a couple other drivers. Anthony Alfredo is mired back in 8th. Not the worst place to be, especially now that he has a clean race car. Adrian Fernandez, he's been the cause of a couple incidents today, going to be in 3rd. And Zach Sprouse going to be in 4th. Lights are out on the pace car already. We're going to go back green this time by 5th caution of the night. About 20 laps to go. It'll be 19 on the restart. Thomas, what are you expecting here?
Honestly, I mean, you know, we're going to be 20. Actually, we got 19 laps to go, and I think Alfredo's just gotten an EOL.
Oh, that?
If he hasn't, I don't know why he's dropping all the way back, though.
Maybe he... I mean, what it might have been is he might have gotten an EOL by iRacing that I don't think you can clear end-of-line penalties, so I guess Alfredo going to be going to the back here, because I don't think that he's pulling off, but unfortunate for the driver, the number 38. At this point, Casey Kerwin is really the only one of those X-set cars, I mean, one of the two, that's going to be at the front of the field, so we'll see what Kerwin is able to do. Retirements from the race so far are Malik...
Alfredo's...
Anthony. Oh, Anthony, I don't think that's the... Okay, well, hey, he wanted to be part of the Rolex 24 too, all right?
Yeah, exactly. That's where we got absolutely killed in ours, but you know what? Flashbacks.
So we'll see if Alfredo is able to make up this ground. I mean, it's definitely possible with a good pusher, but very unfortunate for the driver of the number 38. So the field will be in the hands of Kyle Johnson, Casey Kerwin on the high line. Kyle Sprouse in 4th, and Adrian Fernandez in 3rd. Here we come to the restart. Pace car is off. Green flag is back in the air. We're back racing.
Actually, good start there. Pretty clean. Nope, neither of the two at the front are really getting any help from the drivers behind him. But two drivers who I really expect to probably try and get linked up is the 338 and the 50 car of Kerwin and Alvis, respectively. But obviously, they're now two positions and a lane apart. So, might be quite interesting to see what they do there, because obviously they know that they're two very strong drivers in this field. As well, actually, Johnson might try and stay with them as well. But it'll be pretty interesting.
Down the back straightaway, Casey Kerwin getting the lead. Zach Sprouse, the pusher. Here comes the 15 of Sabert on the high side. Kerwin going to drop down in front of Johnson in that inside line off turn number 4, coming around to start lap 83 of 100. We're getting very close to the end of this thing. Zach Sprouse back to the race lead on the high side. Anthony Alfredo making up spots in the back. He is back up to 20th. Up to 19th now as he gets around Bryn George.
Yeah, super interesting there. But now, as I was saying, actually, you know what? The 338 has just dropped in front of the 3 of Johnson. So that will be super, super interesting to see what can happen there.
Oh yeah, Kerwin's blocking pretty aggressively here, but he's going to get hung out to dry. He's in the middle, 3 wide. Johnson on the low line, going to try and get the lead here. That high line getting a little bit loose. Kyle Johnson to the lead. 1 car in the wall, it's Alfredo. It's going to drop back in line. No incidents, no wrecking. We stay green. Adrian Fernandez leading the low line. Almost 4 wide. Coming around to start lap 84.
Yep, Johnson led that lap again. Casey Kerwin, though, as I said, he's getting pushed by Alvis now.
Yeah, he's gotten that high line linked up. He is going back to the front, dropping down low. 1 car in the wall. They might be wrecking behind. No, they keep it green. Very impressive by everyone to get out of the way of Sprouse. Alfredo, you see him there working up the middle. That second X-Set car trying to come towards the front. 15th now for Alfredo.
Yep. I think, honestly, right now what's happening is that, oh, wow, okay, Casey Kerwin, he is hopping from top to bottom.
I mean, that's what you got to do to defend the position. You really got to block. Oh, and a couple of cars around. They're wrecking in the back. Big crash front straightaway. Anthony Alfredo around. Huge crash on the front straightaway. The 8 car of Bryn George almost up and over. Caution is out again.
I think Alfredo, he might have been the luckiest man alive then.
He made it through.
I was not expecting him to make it through then. Oh, the 9 car disappeared right in front of him. He was super lucky then.
Wow, he's up to 8th, by the way. He started lower than 20th. He's up to 8th. Minimal damage. He could still have a shot at the win. We'll take a look at a replay. By that time, everyone was already wrecking. Looks like it might have just been 3 wide gone wrong. You see the 48 there in the middle. That 82 car, I think, made it through as well. This is going down the back. Alfredo looking to make it 3 wide up top. He's got, I believe that's Atkinson going up to help. And you're going to see it here off turn number 4 where it all kicked off.
Yeah, I think people just got a little bit too close.
Oh, it was Fernandez again. Fernandez gets turned into the 55. They all start wrecking. They're going to go to the bottom. Oh, man, that 73 car barely makes it through. Watch Alfredo. Gets lucky with the net code. Wow.
I mean, had that netcode not been there, oh.
Yeah, that 8 of... Watch that. By the way, so Jesse Atkinson gets turned on his side. Bryn George gets nailed and nearly flips over in between the 127 and that car pushing him. Slams up into the wall. Man, that was wild.
I mean, look at Matt Moreau, though. What must Matt Moreau be thinking right now?
I really hope I don't get involved. Matt Moreau, by the way, still not going to be back on the lead lap, but that was a very good avoidance by him. We'll take a look on board with Matt Moreau. This is the second great avoidance of the night. They're all going to start wrecking, and Moreau, wow, does he make it through? Does he make it through? I don't know if he, nope, he makes it through. No, he doesn't. Nope, yes, he does. Wow.
Imagine, you know what? I would like to hear, if there's a recording of this, I want, like, please someone send it to me, DM it to me. I would like to hear what's happening right now in the voice chat with Matt Moreau and Brock Picard.
All right, so Adrian Fernandez, I mean, look, I hate to be mean to guys on stream, but he just can't hold the line. He bounces up into the 73, down into the 55, and that's what kicked off the wrecking. Turned into a scrapyard on the front straightaway. You see a couple of guys get hit into the outside wall. That 10 car blinks out of existence right in front of Alfredo. That's what got him through the wreck. Everybody else just spinning behind. Will Cloud goes from the bottom and saves it. Oh my goodness, I think the 23 car shoots the middle and makes it through. Incredible avoidance by him as well, though I can't tell who that is. Because I don't think they're actually the number 23. But either way, a wild wreck on the front straightaway brings out our 6th caution of the night. Lights are still on the pace car. Casey Kerwin, your race leader at the moment.
Yep, and I have a feeling he's going to want to stay there now, as I believe we are coming to 2 to go.
That would sound right, because normally when they're on 2 to go, drivers like to start doubling up. Lights are out on the pace car, so we're actually coming to 1 to go, and Casey Kerwin going to be your race leader. Everyone hopping up to the high side if that's where they belong. Taking a look at your restart order, Casey Kerwin leading over Raul Alves, Brett Murphy, Kyle Johnson, Aaron Roth, Coleridge Finnemore, and Anthony Alfredo up to 7th, Torrey Thompson up to 8th, Gallo up to 9th, and Brendan Feidler up to 10th, rounding out your top 10. Will Cloud almost got involved in the wreck, going to be lining up in 12th. Couple of drivers, Matt Moreau actually back on the lead lap in 15th, so very good news from him. Thomas coming to the, what might be the final restart, but likely won't be. Who is your dark horse pick for the win?
Honestly, I would not count Anthony Alfredo out.
Me neither. I think we saw how aggressive he can be in traffic. I think my dark horse pick for the win is going to be Aaron Roth. I mean, that might be a little bit biased considering he is in my number, but I mean, we've seen him be very aggressive, very capable in that car. So we'll see if he's able to make a charge to the win. And by the way, that is a beautiful paint scheme on that 73.
Yeah. Another driver who I wouldn't count out, however, is Brett Murphy.
Me neither. Yeah, I think Brett Murphy won his heat. I think that he could definitely have a shot at the win here. Maybe that 22 of Finnemore as well. We'll see.
Yeah, he's doing super well, actually.
Yeah.
He's pretty much been in that position all night.
And news out of Jeffrey Belk. Statement from him, the number 55 Equipment Geek team thanks the sanctioning body for the opportunity to run this event with such high-caliber drivers. Unfortunately, we will not be able to see the car across the line, so the 55 out of the race. Meanwhile, coming back to the restart, Casey Kerwin leading away. We're back green at Daytona.
Yep, Johnson getting onto the apron already. That's going to ruin his line. Oh, wow. Okay.
Johnson, you good, man?
Yeah, that's not what you're expecting of a restart. That's not what you want to see at a restart. But now you can see that gives the opportunity for Alvis to just hop straight down behind Casey Kerwin. Now he can just pretty much run away with it.
Yeah, and watch behind that 73 and Anthony Alfredo coming up on the bottom. Finnemore strung out on the high line. Fernandez somehow still in this race after being involved in literally every wreck. At the front, though, Raul, Alvis, and Johnson going to the high side. They're going to take the lead from Kerwin.
Yeah, Casey Kerwin. Oh, and you can see who's just popped down to the bottom lane.
Anthony Alfredo.
Yeah, Anthony Alfredo to the rescue from Casey Kerwin.
Oh, Kyle Johnson gets onto the apron. They're stacking up at the front. Brett Murphy almost got involved in that. They kept it clean. I believe Johnson might have just been the victim of a bad block, but now it's going to open up the bottom for him to lead that inside line. Casey Kerwin from 5th, looking to stay on the high side. He's split up, him and Alfredo. Now Johnson on the bottom, trying to take the lead away from the 50.
Yep, this is actually, you know what? Oh, wow, for pretty much the first time tonight, except for in Rex, the 338 and the 38 are separated.
Yeah,
One's
I mean,
on the top, one's on the bottom.
and that's Anthony Alfredo on the bottom, for those who can't tell, right behind that number 1 of Brett Murphy, headed towards turn 3, 12 laps remaining at Daytona.
Yep, they're side by side, the two, what we can only assume are teammates.
They're running the same paint scheme and they're working together. And actually, there they go back up top. Anthony Alfredo going back with his teammate, maybe Casey Kerwin. Oh dear, Torrey Thompson nearly went around after trying to avoid the block from Alfredo. Headed back towards turn 1 and 2. We got one car sideways. Might have just been netcode smoke. We're fine.
Yep. I'm not sure though. Like, I think Anthony Alfredo might be trying to get momentum, and then there you goes. Casey Kerwin up to the top of the racetrack and making it 3 wide down the back straight.
Yeah, Alfredo and Kerwin lining up on that high line, but I got to imagine Alfredo's got to be a little bit careful. He doesn't have a fast repair left. Nearly was just the victim of a bit of a door check, but going through turns 3 and 4. Kyle Johnson pulling away in the lead.
Yep. Anthony Alfredo sticking to that high lane.
Yeah.
That's actually surprising. You have the opportunity then to hop down to the middle, which seems to be the strongest lane at the moment. But you know what? Alfredo and Kerwin, they are making it work on the outside.
Yeah, 3 wide, 2 rows deep, and Kerwin and Alfredo on that high line. They're actually leading at the moment. This is going to get a little sketchy here. The inside lines lost their pusher. Oh dear, Alvis getting a little close with Alfredo and Kerwin on the high line. But Casey Kerwin making a run down the back straightaway. Casey Kerwin side by side with Johnson for the lead.
Yep, there you go. They hop down, both of them, and there you go. Alvis joins the back of that train, and there you go. They've hopped to the outside lane, and wow, I have to say, props to Alfredo for this. He is pushing Casey Kerwin. Oh, bit of netcode smoke there. Everyone seems to be running all right, however.
Yeah, and you've got to
see, wow, almost a 2-car length advantage, but the 338 leaves Alfredo out to dry.
Yeah, but Alfredo is going to have that momentum off the high side. Going to have the 50 of Alvis pushing as they go towards turn number 1. Alvis getting a little friendly with the bumper there. The teammates are side by side for the lead.
Yep, we are here at 9 laps to go here at Daytona. And this race is just heating up.
Yeah, down the back straightaway, Casey Kerwin and Alfredo battling it out for the race lead. It's high line versus low line. And in a way, it's Alvis versus Johnson, the two pushers. Johnson looking a little bit squirrely. Alvis looking a little bit more steady. But Casey Kerwin going to clear for the lead. Coming up to 8 laps to go. Oh, we got a wreck. They're wrecking in the back. The 39 went around, collects, I believe, Rich Matthews. No, Matthews makes it through all right, but that's Fielder around. Thomas involved as well. Caution is out on lap 93 with 8 to go. We have our 7th caution of the night.
Yep, Anthony Alfredo, I believe.
No, Casey Kerwin leading at the time of caution.
Yeah, no, sorry, no, I was saying I believe he was in 3rd, which means that then he's going to be sat right behind his teammate.
No, I believe he might have been in 4th, but we will get an update in a minute here. Watch for the 39. He's going to be on the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like Oh, he just got dumped. I think the 88 might have gotten loose off the top into the 39. It'll send the 39 back down into the 10. Spins him back up the track. Zachary Thornton gets involved, slammed into the wall. And that is what brought out our 7th caution of the night.
Yep, and I was right. Anthony Alfredo is in 3rd.
All right, well, he is going to be, like you said, right behind his teammate coming to the restart.
Yeah, it's going to be about 5 laps to go as we come to the restart. 5 or 6 laps to go, which means that at that point, it's just going to be hammer time. It's going to be every man for himself.
Yeah, I mean, there's no more time to wait. You know, you can't really play it safe anymore, which, on the contrary, means we're going to get a lot more caution. This finish might just be extended to an overtime restart. I believe we have unlimited attempts at that. I don't know if it's possible to check from in-sim. If it is, I think it's under the info tab. Actually, I know how I can check this. I can
can check it.
Pull up the beta UI.
Oh, you could do that as well, actually.
All right.
It doesn't say it on the info tab.
We have 3 green-white checkered attempts. I'm not entirely sure what the rules on them are. There is a chance that the 3rd green-white checkered will be a point of no return.
I believe you are correct with that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they might just choose not to throw the caution after the 3rd overtime restart. Like he said, it'll be Casey Kerwin leading over Kyle Johnson and Anthony Alfredo, so we're going to have Johnson and Alvis lined up, and Alfredo and Kerwin lined up, and those drivers, I mean, each pair really has been working together really well throughout the race.
Yeah. Just a little update on a situation that's been evolving for the last 10 minutes or so. Rhett Nichols in the 17 car actually dumped, I believe, the 25 car under caution.
We got some developments.
Yep. Apparently it was on lap 80, and I don't know if we're going to have a look at that, but apparently the 17 intentionally wrecked the 25. I'll have a look at it.
Oh, by the way, I'm remembering now, Anthony Alfredo is the X-Set team content creator, so him and Casey Kerwin are teammates, and that is why they're running the same livery. However, in the Coke Series, Kerwin will be teammates with Ryan Luza. So that's just a bit of an update on that situation. I know there might have been some confusion about that for those who aren't all the way up to date. Coming to the restart, like you said, it'll be Casey Kerwin over Kyle Johnson, Anthony Alfredo, Raul Alvis, and Brett Murphy, your top 5.
It will be.
Lights are probably going to go out this time by. Here we go. This might be the final restart, but there's always a chance at another caution. 5 laps to go when we go back green. Thomas, I'm very excited. I know I've said that quite a few times. But what are you looking for on this restart?
Honestly, I mean, the only thing we can hope for at this point is just good, clean, solid racing. I mean, we want to see these guys go green to the end. We want to see them fight it out. And only these guys can really decide if that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it'd be great if we could settle it for the last 5 laps of this race. However, there's always a chance that we're going to go into overtime. I think next caution will bring out the green-white checkered. So here we go. For the restart, we're going down the back at the moment. Any updates on best paint scheme?
I believe it's going to be announced after the race, in fact. So we should get a message from the race organizer, and we'll be able to inform you on that. Hopefully towards the end of the broadcast.
That would be nice. All right, so we're going to have 5 laps to go. Not necessarily a point of no return. There could be a caution between now and the end of the race in the first ever Champions 250 presented by iRacing. $75 on the line to the race winner. It's going to be a very, very interesting sprint to the finish. Given that we don't get more cautions, of course.
Yep. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're ready to see another 5 laps of super intense racing, hopefully with no cautions. We're coming now out of turn 4. Here we go.
Pace car going to take the... Oh, go ahead.
Okay, pace car is going to turn into pit lane. The 38 and the 338 are bumper to bumper, and we are green flag running here at Daytona.
Towards turn number 1, Casey Kerwin leading away. Johnson on the outside. Kerwin has teammate Alfredo to push. They're going to turn number 1. 5 laps remaining here at Daytona. 2 wide at the front. No big moves just yet. That outside lane starting to slow down as Casey Kerwin and Alfredo get a move on the inside. Side by side throughout most of the pack. Down the back straightaway we go.
Good clean start from pretty much everywhere now. However, Alvis and Johnson need to get their stuff together. You can see on the inside, Kerwin and Alfredo are absolutely nailing this teammate work. You can see as well now the 50 has locked bumpers with the 3, and it's going to be a drag race now, heading down towards the line. Let's see who's going to lead lap 96 of 100. The 1 car supporting the 38 and the 338, and it will be Johnson who keeps it together right now. However, they're going to have to keep it that way for another 4 laps.
Yeah, 4 laps remaining. You see it there on your ticker. Looking to the high side is the 48 of Will Cloud. Bit of a tandem going on at the front. Those 5th and 6th cars maybe looking to make it a 3-way battle on each line. Kyle Johnson right now on the high line, trying to get a push from Raul Alvis, coming to 3 laps remaining at Daytona. They're blocking in the back. That 07 car nearly turning that guy in front of him. Now to the high side goes Alvis on Johnson, going to duck back in line, and that is going to pave a clear path for Anthony Alfredo and Casey Kerwin to take the lead.
Yep, here we go. End of lap 97, heading on to lap 98. 3 laps to go. just over 6 miles to go.
Down towards turn number 1 once again. Casey Kerwin and Alfredo leading the way. Brett Murphy from third, getting a run with Will Cloud. Looking to the high side, trying to charge up a run, trying to wind up the momentum, but Will Cloud going to get underneath him. A little bit of contact as they go down the back. We're coming up on 2 laps remaining. It's the Alfredo Kerwin tandem at the front. Alfredo going to the high side with Murphy. Oh, and they're wrecking. Murphy gets sideways. They're going to spin into the outside wall. Crash. Turn 3 and 4. Flipping in 3 and 4 is the 73 of Aaron Roth. At the caution, Casey Kerwin is your race leader. We will settle this in overtime. Huge crash in 3 and 4. Going to bring out the 8th caution of the night.
Yep. First attempt at the green-white checkered. Casey Kerwin, as you said, is our leader. This has got to be a very intense 2 laps, because remember, if they make it 1 lap, they pick up the white flag. I do believe there cannot be...
That is correct.
There cannot be another caution. So all they have to do is make it 1 lap without wrecking, and then we'll be going straight to the finish another 2 miles before the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very intense. We'll take a look at a replay now. There's a little bit of beating and banging in the back, and we're going to watch right here Will Cloud trying to make that inside line work. He might have just bounced off the apron. Nah, he actually bounced off of the 1 car and off of the 3 of Johnson, and it sent them spinning into turn 3. Kyle Johnson hung out on the high line, and you're going to see right here Aaron Roth bounced onto the apron, hooked back up the track, and goes for an absolutely wild tumble at Daytona. Oh, man. I mean, it just shot him into the air.
Yeah. I have to say, we hadn't seen many airborne crashes since our time covering the Dark Horse IndyCar series, but man, we've seen a few tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it all started with Travis Brown early on in the race, and now Aaron Roth flipping multiple times over at Daytona. We're going to have to get a flip count on that. But yeah, he's just going to make it. Is this the final flip? I think he flips 1 more time, or does he land on his wheels? He lands on his wheels. You know what might be fun, actually? Let's go on board with Aaron Roth. Oh, and warning, if you get motion sick, this is about to get tumbly.
I believe tumbly is a bit of an understatement. But hopefully no one's watching this in VR. I don't know why you would be, but apparently...
Yeah, that just sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, if you are, close your eyes now.
Yeah, you're going to see right here, Roth gets hooked up into the wall, and that's going to flip him over. He gets bounced off of Johnson. He basically is flying through the air at that point. Sparks are flying. He's crashing. It's a dramatic crash, absolutely, to set up a dramatic finish to this race. I think he was in the sky more than he was on the ground that entire time.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised by that fact.
And unfortunately, that was my dark horse pick for the win. One last thing I'd like to point out. I believe Tori Thompson might have forgotten what a brake pedal is. Take a look at Tori's reaction to this wreck. It's going to be incredible. Quite possibly the worst avoidance you've ever seen.
Yeah, just keep an eye on the rev counter there. See what happens.
Because you're going to watch right here, the 88 car. There's smoke. They're crashing. He's flat. He's flat. He starts to lift. He doesn't brake. Ow.
Yeah, I think there could have been a little bit more breakage then, but you know what?
Yeah.
Each their own.
And Matt Moreau, once again, stops just in time to make it through, because that's just what Matt Moreau has been doing. Speaking of Matt Moreau, that's actually going to put him in 6th on this final restart, so that's quite a change than what we saw earlier in this race. Meanwhile, at the front, Casey Kerwin and Anthony Alfredo, your leaders. They'll be side by side on the restart. I think we saw on that last restart that they are definitely not looking to be teammates anymore. At this point, anything goes. I'm very excited to see how this race plays out, and honestly, I might even have to take Matt Moreau to win this thing. He's not been very aggressive, but he's done what we said he needed to do at the start of the race. He has made it to the end, and he is going to be in a position to fight for this race victory.
Lights are on the pace car. We are getting ready to go green for our first green-white checkered attempt here at Daytona. 3 green-white checkered attempts, and if we use up all 3, the pace car will stay out until the end. But all they have to do is make it 1 lap, and it's a straight shootout until the end. Yeah, and with all the cars that are slowing off the pace, I mean, I have a feeling that there isn't going to be too much of a pack to worry about. Looking at your top 5, it's Casey Kerwin, Anthony Alfredo, Will Cloud, Zach Sprouse, Jared Sabert, and Matt Moreau. However,
iRacing, plate racing has a little bit of a tendency to be absolutely chaotic on the last lap. It would not surprise me if we saw a massive crash and the winner come from way further back on the grid. 15 cars on the lead lap to set up for the finish, or 14 if you look at our ticker. I'm not actually sure which is accurate. It is 14. And unfortunately for Kyle Johnson, he will not be one of those drivers contending for the win. His car looking a lot more like a Whelen modified than a NASCAR Cup car.
Yeah, it most certainly is. But now the pace car is going through turn 3. Getting ready to go through turn 4 for what will hopefully be the final restart in this race.
Quite a few damaged cars as well, by the way. You see that 15 has a bit of a bent up rear bumper. I believe the 86 has a bent up rear bumper as well. Really, Matt Moreau is one of the only clean cars in this top pack. So here we go for the restart. Casey Kerwin going to lead the field off turn 4, coming to the tri-oval. Pace car going to make that left turn onto the pit lane for quite possibly the final time. 2 laps to go at Daytona. Field in the hands of Kerwin. We're back green in the Champions 252 to go.
Yep, decent restart from all parties involved. The 48 is getting a big push from the 15 to try and link back up with the 338 car. But right now, it's the 2 teammates who are just side by side at the front, neither of them getting much help.
Here they come through turns 1 and 2. 2 wide, about 4 rows back. That's Wes Guile, I believe. No, that might be Rich Matthews missing a front bumper. Going to be falling off quite dramatically at the front of the field. The X-Set teammates side by side. Here comes Moreau. Trying to make that high line.
You know what? We said Matt Moreau might have a chance at this. He's gone to the high side. He's all alone, though. He's going to lose out pretty massively. But now the 338 car has no...
Oh, contact will cloud is sideways. He's going to save it. Everyone jamming up as they come back to the line. Coming to the white flag. 1 lap remaining. A lot of cars getting squirrely at the front. White flag, 1 to go. It's the point of no return. Casey Kerwin in the lead. Zach Sprouse to second. Never mind, that's Alfredo in the lead. Kerwin below the yellow line. Going to make it back up onto the track. 4 cars in under a blanket. Alfredo, Sprouse, Alvis, now Kerwin back to third. Down the back straightaway for the final time. It's Alfredo in control. Sprouse in second. Here comes Alvis on the high side with Kerwin. They're going to get turned. The 338 around. That's Casey Kerwin towards the inside wall. Alfredo in the lead. Here comes Sprouse. Alvis to third. Alvis in the inside wall. It'll be Sprouse into second. That 15 car, I believe he might actually be a lap down. They're wrecking behind. Anthony Alfredo going to lead the field off turn 4 to the line. Anthony Alfredo wins it behind Sprouse.
It's Matt Moreau
gets
second.
Matt Moreau into second place. Anthony Alfredo wins the Champions 250 at Daytona. Matt Moreau to second, Zach Sprouse to third, and unfortunately, Casey Kerwin got turned on the last lap, not going to manage a top 10. But in a dramatic final lap, the leader at the final restart holds on to win it. Anthony Alfredo, your winner.
That was a finish worthy of what we just saw.
Yeah, I mean, that was wild. In the end, though, I mean, I think one of the fastest drivers all day got it done. Gonna do some burnouts off turn 4, bit of a unprecedented strategy. But Anthony Alfredo, I mean, well done to him. Definitely deserved victory. Really had to fight for it at the end. You can see your unofficial results at the left-hand side of your screen. Casey Kerwin only able to manage 14th. But it's Anthony Alfredo burning it down here at Daytona. Your winner of the Champions 250.
Well-deserved as well. Extremely, extremely well-deserved there from Anthony Alfredo. Matt Moreau, I have to say, probably my personal driver of the day in this race. That was something.
Yeah, I mean, he started towards the back, got involved in a couple of incidents early on, but he fought back to the front. He never gave up, and in the end, he managed a second-place finish in a 3-wide scramble to the line. Man, that was intense. But Anthony Alfredo getting the job done.
My hands are shaking right now from that finish. My fists were clutched the whole time. You just have no idea what will happen here at Daytona, and this just goes to prove it.
So, before we get started with our post-race interviews, let's take a look at a replay of that final lap. I believe this is going to be the second to last lap here. You see Alfredo and Kerwin side by side. We can go ahead and fast forward it. That outside lane starts to pull together. That's Alfredo in the lead, going to lead him to the white flag. They're all getting loose, they're all bumping off each other, and right here is when things start to go wrong. Casey Kerwin gets forced below the yellow line, bounces off the 50, pushes him back up. And I don't even know if the 50 was, no, the 50 got turned. Anyways, because our scoring kind of started to go wild on that last lap, which is why some of the commentary might have been a little bit weird, but
Just like also point out, look how far back Matt Moreau is. I mean, Matt Moreau.
he's
at
not
this
even,
point-
he's not in the picture right here.
Yeah, he's not even in the picture.
Yeah, he's off to the right, but you're going to see right here, down the back straightaway, Casey Kerwin on the high line gets blocked by Moreau, gets bumped by the 50 and turned around, and that is what kicked off that chain reaction, which sent them all down to the inside. Then, at that point, it was the battle for second, and watch Matt Moreau charging up from way further back than he should have been. They're battling it out for second. They nearly wreck each other. Coming to the line, the 15 gets loose. Yeah, they start spinning and crashing. Moreau gets the run on the high side, and coming to the line, they're going below the yellow line. They're beating and banging off each other, and at the line, it actually looks like Matt Moreau didn't get that second spot.
He did, though. On my timing sheets, he got it.
Yeah, he did on mine as well. Let's see if I can remember the hotkey to go forward one frame. Right there is the difference between Matt Moreau and the 86 car at the line. That is insane.
The exact gap was, and I'm not even kidding, 0.001.
You can actually, all right, you can, hold on, we're going to zoom in here, but you can see just barely Matt Moreau is ahead. Just barely. I tried to pull off the really high just, and my voice decided to give out on me. So at that point, I decided, hey, might as well commit. Right there, though. That's about as close as it gets. And sideways as well. Keep in mind, he was sideways coming across the line.
Yeah, he was. That was something else.
But in the end, it's Anthony Alfredo taking the victory. We're going to see if we can pull him up for some post-race interviews.
But first, I've been told we can interview Casey Kerwin, who's a man who I'd really like to interview. And I believe he should be ready for an interview. That's what I've just been told.
All right, well, we'll try and find him. We should probably start with our race winner, though, considering he is in the interview waiting room. Anthony, it's Jonathan up in the TMG broadcast booth. You got us?
I got you guys. How you doing?
Well, we're doing great. That was, it was a wild dash to the finish, but in the end, you were able to control the lanes on that last restart. How are you able to stay in front of everybody?
Well, really, it was fun having a great exit racing teammate in Casey Kerwin there. It was our first time running our exit scheme since yesterday's big announcement that we were joining the team. Of course, he's going to race in the Coke Series for them, and I'm more of a content creator and sort of competition director, if you will, for the Coke Series team. So it's cool to kind of break the ice, so to speak, or just get some momentum rolling with winning the Champions 250. We both controlled both lanes pretty well there. Unfortunately, he didn't get to race it to the line with me, but we still brought one of the cars home with the checkered flag, which is exciting, and I was live streaming. Everyone had a good time here too, so I appreciate you guys broadcasting it, allowing me to come race with you guys, because it was a lot of fun.
It was definitely a lot of fun to watch from up here. We saw in that last lap there, most of the people behind you were wrecking out of the way, but we saw a couple of cars made it through. What were you thinking there going through turns 3 and 4 with everyone else trying to chase you down?
I was pretty nervous because I got so far ahead. I thought that they were going to catch me really quickly, but fortunately that wasn't the case. I was able to be, I was just far enough out that it ended up working out to our advantage, and we were able to make it to the line first. It did get kind of close there. If we had to go one more lap, it definitely would have been crazy. But I'm glad we were able to get it done. And like I said before, I'm appreciative for the opportunity. It's pretty cool too because this was my first time speedway racing on here in a while, and it was a great way to prepare, obviously, for my NASCAR Cup Series debut in the Daytona 500 and back-to-back, or I guess 3 in a row now with the Daytona 24 Hours on iRacing, the Monday Night Racing League win last week, and then now this. So hopefully we could keep that up.
Yeah. Just as a thought here, I just had a thought there. It was yourself, Malik Ray, and your teammate Casey Kerwin there for a long time after the last pit stop. You three were really locked wheels before everything kind of went sour there. Can you just thought, like, were you guys in a call as well with Malik Ray, or was it just sort of impromptu that you guys were all three linked up and you just really going at it?
I think we just kind of coincidentally linked up, and then we all just so happened to be working well together and be on similar strategy. He ended up having to pit a little bit earlier than us, but it still worked out, and we kind of grouped back together. And then he ended up accidentally getting into me when we decided to make the move for the lead later in the race after our green flag pit stops, and I got hooked. But fortunately, I was able to utilize my one faster pair that I had made last up until that point, and fortunately, we didn't need another one. We were able to make it to the end without any damage and still get the job done.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's about all we've got for you. Anyone you'd like to thank for the win?
Yeah, Xset Gaming for being on the car and being a part of my esports side of things, and of course the opportunity with Front Row Motorsports this year to race in the NASCAR Cup Series. All of our partners that help make it possible, and all the fans of Sauce Mafia who are hanging in the chat with me watching. So I'm looking forward to doing a whole lot more and getting prepared for my first season as a rookie.
Well, huge congratulations on the win here, and good luck in Daytona. I'll be watching, so hope you do well.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done. Okay, next up, we're going to bring up second place finisher in this race, Matt Moreau. Let's see if we can bring him up. Hey, Matt, it's Thomas up at the TNG broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
So, huge congratulations on that second place. I'm not entirely convinced that with 20 laps to go, you were convinced you were going to be in this broadcast booth with us. Just walk us through those last couple laps.
I don't know where to start, to be honest. Second was the highest position I've been in all day long. And I guess a big part of it came to my spotter, Brock Packard. And for some of those wrecks, he's like, slow down, slow down, slow down. Just stop on the track. And it worked. So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, we were having a chat up here earlier and saying, I said, you know, if you can send me a recording of that, I would really like to hear what was the thought process there.
I actually recorded it from like halfway on the race. From like the lowest part to the highest part at the end. So if you want to see it, I'd gladly show it to you.
Yeah, please do. Send it to me in the DMs. But yeah, so what was happening though? Because, you know, obviously heading towards on the final lap, you were about, I'd say 300 meters behind Anthony Alfredo. And all of a sudden you were just up, you were fighting and you were in a photo finish. So, you know, what was happening when you obviously saw that final wreck in front of you?
I saw the final wreck, so I kind of just went to the spot I thought was safest, and yeah, I guess it is from there. I didn't know much what was going on below me. All I know is just try and keep your eyes on the finish line, and it worked out this time. So
Yeah, Anthony, I mean, it was definitely... Anthony, no, not that. Matt, it was definitely quite a wild run to the finish there. In the end, you were able to get second by iRacing, 0.000 seconds. Anyone you'd like to thank for the result?
Yeah, there's a few people I'd like to thank too. Mainly starting with Brock, my spotter. This is the first time I worked together with him, and other times I was his spotter, so that helped a lot. Also, sponsors Crosby's and Agent NASCAR, who did this awesome scheme, and you can get your scheme from them too, $5.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. Yep. And next up, we'll actually bring up Casey Kerwin up here because I know he does have to finish up his stream. And so yeah, so we'll just be bringing him up right away.
Casey, it's Jonathan up in the TMG broadcast booth. You got us?
I gotcha.
Well, it was a bit of an interesting dash to the finish there for you. A great result for your teammate Anthony, but not so much for you. What happened there on that last lap?
It was just typical Daytona insanity at the end. Just everyone was pushing hard and trying to make a big move, and Raul got a little offset to my right rear when he went to get back in line to push me and just caught me in the right rear and spun me. So that was unfortunate, but at least Anthony was still able to get the win for Xset, which was nice. So it was a fun time working with him all race, and it was good fun in general the whole 100 laps. So glad to have been a part of it.
Yep. Obviously, you started on the pole position. Did you think that because you started there, you were going to be able to have a good finish, or did you honestly think just because it's Daytona, you could finish anywhere?
Yeah, I mean, obviously track position helps, especially if it can get kind of gridlocked when everyone starts getting hot. But yeah, I mean, it is Daytona, so you can kind of make moves at any point. So people were going back to the front a lot of the race. So it obviously helped. It didn't hurt any, but yeah, you never really know with Daytona where you're gonna end up.
Yeah, and last thing that we got to ask you, it was looking for a second there like you were going to make it through alongside Anthony. Were you going to try and maybe help him get the win, or was it just kind of going to be a fight between you two?
Yeah, the initial thought was I was going to try and push him so we would at least both have a shot at it. I was probably going to make a move for it on the front stretch if I could. Once he went to the middle, I wasn't going to go 3 and risk getting hung out. I was just going to push him as best I could, and if I got clear to the bottom or something, I may have made a move for it, but the plan was to at least try to have one of us win, which at least that still worked out.
And lastly, anyone you would like to thank for the result?
Yeah, just thanks to the new team for the Coke Series X set. That was our first outing, you could say, with them, and Anthony got the win. So good start, and looking forward to the Clash Monday night and the season coming up.
Yeah, well, I mean, good luck in that. Good luck in the Coke Series this season, and congratulations on a very strong run tonight.
Yes, thank you.
All right, next up, we're going to bring up third place finisher from the 86 car, Zach Sprouse. Hey, Zach, it's Thomas up at the TMC broadcast booth. You got me?
Sorry, I accidentally moved you back. Thomas, you might want to go through that again.
Hey, Zach, it's Thomas up at the TMC broadcast booth. You got me?
Yep, I got you.
So you missed out on second place there by 1,000th of a second. I'm sure you must be gutted by not being able to get that result, but you know what? Had a pretty strong run of it tonight. You know, you weren't really up front all night, but you started 21st, and then all of a sudden ended up third. So just run up through what happened.
Well, I didn't qualify well. Didn't realize there was only one lap of qualifying. Thought there was two, so that was my bad. And then just kind of slowly ran the outside until got maybe top 10. Got caught up in a wreck or two. Had to use my fast repair. Then I guess just made it back up.
Yeah, on that last lap there, going through turns 3 and 4, you were quite a ways behind Anthony, but with the draft, you might have been able to catch up. What were you thinking there, going through 3 and 4 on the white flag?
Well, I knew I had a lot of damage. So I was hoping I would catch him, but I wasn't sure I would. And, you know, I was mainly focused on, like, trying to finish second because that's what I was realistically going for. And I was making my Chevrolet Camaro as wide as possible.
Yeah, we saw then you actually did door Matt Moreau up into the outside wall. Was that just, you know, in hopes you would just, you know, cancel out his momentum and then maybe block Finham Edge, who was on your inside there? Or was it just sort of I don't know, you just try and here, go for it?
Yeah, it was. I wanted the second place pretty bad, so I was just doing anything I could for it. You know, finish third, it's still good. I'm still really excited with it. Not really expecting to even get a top 5 tonight, and getting the top 3, that's really exciting for me.
Yeah, well, extremely well done, Zach. And hopefully we'll see you out here at some other point soon.
Hopefully.
All right, that is going to do it for our interviews tonight. This is going to be... It's not.
Sorry.
Really?
No.
All right,
We
Thomas, who
have-
we got next?
Sorry, we have Brady Floyd to bring up the host of the event. He wanted to just come up here, say a few words, so...
All right, and while you're doing that, I'm going to see if I can pull up the finishing results. This is going to be my first time actually trying to do that with this program, so wish me luck, everybody.
Hey, Brady, it's Thomas up here. How'd you got me?
I've got y'all.
Yep, so huge thanks, first of all, for putting on the event. Super, super good race. What were your thoughts on it?
It was so much fun to put this on. Definitely thank you to everybody. I think we could have been a little bit cleaner at the start, but you're always going to get a little bit of chaos at the end. The goal was hit green flag pit stops, and we were able to do that. And we had some great racing throughout, so I think it was great. Hopefully everybody watching and racing enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely enjoyed doing it up here in the broadcast booth. It was a lot of fun to commentate over. And like you said, I mean, you were able to get to green flag pit stops. I'd say that you put on a very, very exciting race. Because we're probably not going to be able to name them all, can you go ahead and name all the sponsors for the race and give them a shout out? And I will second it.
Yes, so first off, thank you guys at DMG for broadcasting this event. That was so great of you guys to do this for us. Thank you to Atkinson Designs for sponsoring the Pole Award. TGR Nation has the Hard Charger Award. iRace Paint, he's threw it on Trading Paints Best Paint Award, and then of course TI Racing for coming on and sponsoring the being the title sponsor for the event. Thank you guys so much for putting it on. It was so much fun to do. I had a blast.
I put it this way, from my point of view, this has been one of the best races I've ever commented on. I've been doing this for almost a year now, so I mean, this has been truly one of the best events, and I'm really happy that you put it on for everyone.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun just reaching out and bringing so many people from so many different groups together. I mean, we had iRacing pros, we had streamers, we had real NASCAR pros, and then everybody in between. So I was just insanely proud of everybody tonight. It was so much fun.
Well, thank you very much Brady. We really appreciate it.
Yep.
And,
I'll let y'all wrap up.
Yep. Have a
Thank
good
you
one, mate.
guys for putting it on.
There's no worries, mate. Have a good one.
So that
So-
was, yeah, that was Brady Floyd, event organizer. You can see your official or unofficial results on the left-hand side of your screen. I want to give a quick shout-out to all of the race's sponsors, like Brady just said. iRace Paint, otherwise known as Ace Customs, TI Racing, Atkinson's Designs, and I am probably missing one. TGR Nation, that's the one I was missing. So, big thank you to all the sponsors who made this possible. Big thank you to all the drivers who made this possible as well. Thomas, any closing remarks?
Apart from, you know what? Hopefully, we'll be back at some point. You know what? This has been a lot of fun to commentate on. I really hope that there's a couple more events like this being put on, because I know we had a really strong viewership count throughout the whole race, which means obviously a lot of people enjoyed it. Apart from that, that's pretty much it, Jonathan.
Yeah, just a few more things to update all the viewers on. Starting in February, I should try that again. Starting in February, I will be broadcasting the Integrity Racing League Monday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, so you can go ahead and tune in then. I believe the first race is the second Monday in February, but there's already been an announcement about that, so you can go ahead and take a look in the community tab. No guarantees that Thomas will be joining us for that, but he might pop in for a few races. Thomas, it's been great commentating with you, but I think that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you all later.
Have a good one, everyone.